Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Independence High School, where tonight it is the Battle of 76 ready to take place against number 5, 4-0 Liberty Raleigh Raiders, and the 3-1, number 12 ranked Independence Patriots. Hello, friends, and welcome into the broadcast booth. Chris Kidd here with you, alongside me, Chris Gross with Butch Mounts, our engineer and camera operator for tonight's game. And Chris, this is a rivalry that dates back a while between these two, and if the playoffs were actually to start today, these two would be running into each other. Now they're fighting to get back into the playoffs for the first time in several years, and this was a matchup we weren't sure we were going to see with the way that the schedules were made up early on in the year.
That's correct, yes. Liberty and Independence were supposed to open the first game of the year, but due to the COVID, as we know, that game was canceled. But now they've had an opportunity where we've all went green. So now, they're 15 miles apart, so they're going to be really excited to play one another again in this Battle of the 76.
And that's what's great about the way that things have started to shake out. We've started to see some of these matchups we were afraid we wouldn't get to see this season, and now even more meaning to this. But this is going to be something for Liberty, trying to exercise some demons in this battle, because as of late, Independence has kind of owned the rivalry. They've won the last 4 in this series, and Liberty has scored 12 points or fewer in each of those past 4 games, and Independence has outscored Liberty 143-34, winning by an average margin of 35.8 to 8.5 in that contest. But a lot of things have changed this year with the addition of Isaac Atkins at quarterback, along with some other skill set positions for Liberty, and then you've got on the other side Atticus Goodson, who has just been absolutely dominant for Independence this year.
Sure, they've got, as you can probably imagine, the Liberty Raiders are really going to be excited to play this game because as, the seniors come in, this is the last time that they'll get to play their rival. So some of the teams like some of Liberty's players like Braden Howe is really tough too. And as you mentioned, Atticus is kind of leading the state, but we're playing the anthem here.
I'll tell you what, we'll talk about that more whenever we come back. We'll step aside for a break and be back after this as you are listening to and watching Liberty versus Independence, getting set to kick off here tonight, right here live on Video Productions.
When it comes to uncertain financial times, United Bank has a very unique perspective. Seasons may change, but United Bank is always a constant, providing you safety, security, and sound decision-making. That's the reason we've been in business since 1839.
Every year, the big banks raise their fees while reducing the services they provide. How do they get away with that? If you were to join Pioneer Community Bank, your money would stay right here, supporting a local business which results in lower fees and better customer service for you. Sounds like a plan. So you're not really stuck with the big banks and their policies. Keep your money where it belongs, right here with Pioneer Community Bank. Pioneer Community Bank with locations in Beckley, Yeager, Sophia, Moore, and Welch. Member FDIC.
Little General Stores knows West Virginia, but what some may not know is what LG is doing in your communities. And I'm here to tell you how Little General, with the strength of their 100-plus stores, is helping to enrich lives and empower families in West Virginia. Like the Norma May Huggins Cancer Research Endowment Fund, which is fighting to cure cancer every day right here in West Virginia. Locally owned and operated, LG has always been there and always will be. Little General Stores, committed to West Virginians. Boom!
Did you know when you send or receive a text message, you take your eyes off the road for 5 seconds? At 55 miles per hour, that's like driving more than the length of a football field blindfolded. As a result, thousands of people die every year in crashes related to distracted driving. That's why we're cracking down on people who text or use their smartphones while driving. We would rather you cross the goal line alive. Law enforcement officers write tickets to save lives. Don't text and drive.
Hey there, I'm Aisha, and my favorite thing about the Chick-fil-A nuggets is how easy you can share them with your friends. They taste fresh, they're crispy, you can taste that every single one is unique. The top tier, best chicken nuggets ever. You guys should put that in the commercial.
Hi, my name is Brian, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A mac and cheese is you can taste the different types of cheeses and the blends that they use, and everything just comes together. It's like a delicate dance. They're like perfection in every bite.
Welcome back, everybody, here to Independence High School, where both teams have now taken the field in this huge rivalry matchup to see who can gain the battle of the Freedom Trophy and win the battle of 76. Chris Kidd here with you, alongside me, Chris Gross. And Chris, before we went to break, we were talking a little bit about some of the special skill set players on both sides. Again, you've got Atticus Goodson. We'll talk about him a little bit first. He has been dominant through the first 4 games of this season. He has 870 yards total and 16 touchdowns. He's averaging 14.7 yards per carry. I'd say that's a pretty good average. What is making him so special for a kid that didn't even play football till he got into high school?
Sure. Well, when you look at Atticus, from a standpoint, when you're looking at him on the field, he's 6'1", he's 220 pounds, and he's pretty fast. Now, he's got a good line that's been blocking for him really, really well. So when you've got a running back that's 6'1", 220 and can run, it's pretty hard to bring him down. So he's done real well in the first 3 games with his running ability, able to find the holes, able to shed tacklers, do a lot of the things that a lot of college coaches are going to be looking for.
He's got the size and he's got the speed, 2 things I didn't have whenever I played football. So you know what, it's going to be fun to see him on the prowl here tonight. But on the other end for Liberty Raleigh, you've had some new additions for them. Ryan Sims, he's running for 421 yards on the season. That means he's averaging over 100 yards per game thus far, 6 touchdowns and 10.3 yards per carry for him. And Isaac Atkins at the quarterback position has been equally as deadly, both running and passing. He's passed for 421 yards, 21.1 yards per completion, and he's rushed for nearly 300 yards and 5 touchdowns. It's going to be difficult for Independence to slow him down tonight as well.
That is correct. I remember watching Ryan Sims last year as a sophomore. He's a junior this year. He was really fast, so with a lot of the numbers that they're putting up, and then you've got the passing attack with Isaac Atkins, that's going to be hard to where you can't rely on the defense can't go after Ryan Sims, when Isaac Atkins can throw the ball as well.
And that is what makes it difficult. Whenever you've got several key skill position players, not being able to focus on just one will make life a lot more difficult here this evening. And just looking back on the season thus far, again, Liberty Raleigh defeated Man 52-8, defeated Braxton County 26-20, defeated Montcalm, and then last week the big win, knocking off number 5 Clay County 33-0. And this is a Liberty club that has had 4 straight losing seasons. Their last winning year was 2015. That was also their last playoff appearance. Last year went 4-6, started the season 3-0, but then lost 6 of their last 7. What do you think is the big difference for Liberty this season?
I think they've had some younger players that have now gotten older with some experience. They've got a little bit of speed. They've got a good quarterback, and they can mix things up. The team that they were going to play with, the team they played last week, which was Clay County, they battled with last year. So it was great to see a Raleigh County team, beat them and have the 4-0 start that they have.
And I think you've seen both these teams get some revenge on teams that they did lose some tight ball games to. For instance, with Independence, they did the same thing to Shady Spring. Again, they've had just some dominant wins in their first 3. Knocked off Pikeview 71-0, defeated Riverview 55-8, defeated Shady Spring 56-8. Then they lost last week to Petersburg, a very tough single-A school, 50-24. But this is a really young team, only 4 seniors, maybe 3 seniors on the roster and all, and they have really stepped up for John Lilly's club, the legendary head coach here at Independence.
Yes, when you look at Shady Springs had a lot of injuries, so a lot of the teams that they played were young as well. Now they're starting to get into when they played the team last week, Petersburg, which was they had 18 seniors out of their 22 roster team. So, and they were ready to get after it. Now, when we look at the teams now, as their younger guys are starting to get older, we're going to see what they've got this week.
And then you look at some of the history with Independence recently, only 1 losing season since 2014, so they've had more sustained success than Liberty Raleigh has. The only losing season in that stretch, they went 4-6. They did make the playoffs 2 years in a row in 2015 and 16, but never got past the first round and was their last playoff run as well. Again, last year finished 6-4, just missed the playoffs. They started out 6-2, but dropped their last 2 games to Nicholas County and Wyoming East that kept them out of the playoffs. And I think one of the big reasons for that, they had such a stout defense for 8 games last year, only allowing 97 points through 8 games, but then gave up 90 points in those last 2 games that really hurt them. I'd say they really focused on that in the offseason, and you've seen it pay off through the first 4 games thus far, holding teams to a donut 8-8 before Petersburg kind of went off last week.
You're exactly right. And a lot of when you look at the coaches that have been great coaches. They always will tell you defense is what wins championships. So, getting that defense ready to play and get them each week ready to, to show up to stop a lot of the other plays that some of the teams are running, it's a big deal.
And now you see both teams meeting at midfield, getting set for the coin flip to see who will own possession first in this contest. And again, able to have a few more fans in the crowd tonight since the county going green. Again, we're starting to see that with a lot of others, and some more games taking place across the state. We'll try and get you caught up on some of those around halftime just to see where everybody's at, as the coin flip is won by Liberty Raleigh, and it appears as if they're going to defer until the second half. And that means it looks like Independence will get the ball first, as they're going to figure out which side they want to receive from to begin this game. And just a beautiful complex here as well. This is my first trip up here to Independence High School and first chance to get a look at this rivalry. I'm down from the Logan area, and Logan and Chapmanville, Logan and Man, Chapmanville and Man, all of those big rivalries. And I was informed before I came up here this week, this one matters a lot to both these schools.
This matters a lot. They're 15 miles apart, so you can imagine possibly, I think, around 15 miles apart. So this is kind of the bragging rights. This is the southern part of Raleigh County, so it's going to be a big deal.
And what was some of the big rivalries whenever you played in school? Who was your big rival that you guys always had to get up for?
Well, like you mentioned, we liked playing Logan. Some of our biggest rivals was Beckley when we played Greenbrier East.
And I said, those schools right there, I said, everybody's so jam-packed in there together. It's hard not to have those friendly rivalries, and I think we're going to see a big one here tonight between these two clubs. So we're very grateful that these two were able to get back onto the field and see each other this year after it looked like they weren't going to meet to get things started. But it'll be Liberty Raleigh to boot it away to get things going. It'll be Logan Dodrell, the sophomore, to boot it into the air, as two men back deep for Independence will be Trey Bowers, the freshman, along with Judah Price, the sophomore, for Independence, who have both been very instrumental in the offense, just like Goodson thus far this year.
That's true. Judah's really fast. He gets after it.
And I think you'll see them try and avoid going towards them here in the early going. So we'll see if they squib it or they test the speed of the two youngsters all the way back, lining up at about the 12-yard line right now. Well, it's the Battle of 76 ready to get underway here from Independence High School, as we're glad you're with us here on this week 5 of the high school football season, as Dodrell will tee it up. The official steps away, and he'll step back to get this rivalry game going on a beautiful evening here in West Virginia. As Dodrell with a hand in the air.
Add the note, we've got a sophomore and a freshman that will be returning the ball.
As I said, this young
speed.
Crowd. We'll see how it plays out here in one of the first big games of their career, as Dodrell swings the right leg, and we're underway as it'll come down at the 12-yard line across the 15, the 20, the 25, and swallowed up at about the 26 is Bowers, as a couple big hits late, and that is where Independence will set up 1st and 10. So now we'll get our first look of Isaiah Duncan at quarterback, and he even commented in some of the Register Herald papers about how I may not get a whole lot of opportunities to throw the ball, but when you got great speed and great athletes in the backfield, it's hard not to want to give them the ball.
One of the things we need to watch for, Atticus Goodson's taking it 70 yards on the first play, first 3 games.
And this time he'll take it up the middle across the 30 for about 6 yards on first down. So that'll hurt his average a little at 14.7, but 6 yards, huge gain to get things started here for Independence.
Right.
And they're going to go quick here as they'll line up no huddle. They'll shift receivers to the near side, 2 to the bottom. As Duncan will take the snap from the pistol, he'll give it off to Goodson right side, bottled up, and he'll be brought down for a short gain of about 2 on the play as the tackle is made by number 52, Jeffrey Bowles.
And that's what they're doing. Liberty's really loading the box there. They're saying, hey, making them throw it. They're going to stack in there and see if they can stop Atticus Goodson.
It's going to bring up 3rd and a long 3 here for Independence here, the opening minute of the ball game. As they look to the sideline, they stack everybody in tight. Duncan will pitch it back this time. Goodson makes a cut, tries to cut up field. He's hit, and he's going to go down. That's going to be a loss of 1 on the play as Liberty Raleigh stands firm on 3 running plays to Goodson, and they're going to force a punt on the opening possession. So that is a great job by Liberty Raleigh early on, and I think they're going to basically beg Isaiah Duncan to beat them in this ball game if they're able to.
You're exactly right.
And right there you see it on our instant replay again. Goodson was able to make a cut after the first one, but then you started to see Sean Pennington and others close in and make that stop as the punt will come down, takes a couple of hops, fielded at the 20-yard line, across the 25, up across the 30, and down at about the 33 goes Liberty Raleigh as they'll start out 1st and 10. Now we'll get a look at this Independence defense and see how they're able to stack up against this Liberty Raleigh offense. As we said, both of them high-flying and very explosive thus far, but could we be heading for a defensive battle tonight? Again, 52 points, 26 and 33 for this young ball club. As Adkins will line up in the pistol. 1 deep back behind him will be Ryan Sims, the sophomore. Adkins will take the snap, pitches it back to Ryan Sims. He'll dash off to the right side, trying to find a crease, and does across the 35, and a big hit along the sideline, and a big gain of 5, but a big hit as well.
That's Judah Price come up making the hit on the sidelines.
No, actually giving progress on 6, but let's take a look at that on our replay here, Chris. Again, see the hit at the end by Judah. That is a D-cleater, folks. He drove him out of bounds, but Sims popped right back up. So here we go, 2nd down and 4. They'll hand it off up the gut, and not much doing there. That's going to be no gain on the play, and that's going to bring up 3rd down and 4. So both defenses really keying on the run here in the opening possessions of this game. And you see both of them getting up to the ball quickly. As Adkins will get the signs and signals from the sideline. He'll have 2 receivers to each side with Sims right next to him. It's back to throw, looking over the middle, thrown and incomplete.
Ball's incomplete.
And tried to find Braden Howell, who's been his big target thus far this year. Again, Braden Howell has 8 catches for 242 yards and 5 touchdowns. He had a couple of big ones against Clay County. That was where he had 4 catches for 136 yards and 2 touchdowns of 37 and 57 yards, but couldn't haul that one in. Now Liberty Raleigh will punt it away. Snap comes back clean. Independence won't put a rush on, and that kick will come down about the 31. Takes a Independence hop backwards and will roll out of bounds at about the 33.5-yard line, close to the 34, as Independence will set up their 2nd possession. So 2 high-flying offenses here, Chris, but both go 3 and out in the early going. Do you see them adjusting anything on these 2nd possessions?
It's going to have to be, making a offensive change because, like we said, both teams really loaded the box and said, hey, we're going to make you throw. Unfortunately, that Howe was unable to pull it in, but we'll see what they're going to do here. And they've got Goodson in the backfield taking the kick.
Yeah, they just pitch it right back to him. That's a direct Wildcat pitch, and he strings it out all the way towards the Independent sideline. Able to pick up 2 on the play, and they're going to try and give him as many opportunities as they can. Again, he hasn't played really a full 4 quarters in any of these games because it's been such blowouts, but right now, Liberty Raleigh is just zeroed in on him. You see right there on the replay 4 or 5 Raiders following him all the way to the sideline. They're not going to let him get free if they can help it. Once again, direct snap out of the Wildcat. This time Goodson does get to the corner. He turns it at the 40, cuts back to the 45, now to the 50, breaks out of a couple tackles, and he's finally brought to the ground.
Looks like a fumble.
Yeah, the little blue marker was thrown down. Let's see who's got it. The referee trying to unpack this pile right now, and it looks like Independence hung on to it.
Ball.
Well, that right there, Chris, is what we've talked about, the speed and the agility of Atticus Goodson, and he was able to break free finally, and Liberty Raleigh lost contain.
And I like the play calling that they're doing because what they're doing is spreading them out in trips each side.
That's a game.
Well, there's twins, so they're going to spread everybody out so that they can run the ball down the middle and not let them stack the box. But they're still stacking the box.
That was a gain of 17 on that play. They hand it off to him here, and he's going to go for a loss as we're able to break through where several defenders for Liberty Raleigh look like Christopher Mickey Or actually, excuse me, correction on that. Again, I thought I saw 62 on that. It was 72, I believe. Andrew Ellis that broke through. That was a loss of about 4 on the play. That'll bring up 2nd and 14 now for Independence. And they go no huddle. Back to throw is Duncan. A little swing pass to the outside for Goodson. He makes the catch. Defender fell down, got a little bit of room, but is popped at the 45-yard line for a gain of 5. Nice open field stop by Sean Pennington. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 9 here, and you may have to see Isaiah Duncan put the ball in the air downfield unless they plan on this being 4-down territory. There you see the good hit on the back end of that. Almost 5 minutes deep here into the first quarter. 3 receivers to the bottom, 1 up top. He's taking the snap is Duncan. Back to throw. He'll heave it deep down the left sideline. Has a man out there. It's in, caught inside the 5. Touchdown Independence. A 50-yard strike to Bowers. And Independence strikes first on the 45-yard bomb down the left sideline.
What a great throw and catch.
And they did a good job there, Chris, of getting all the coverage lined up to the bottom. Again, 3 receivers. They get one-on-one coverage up top. And it looked like the safety must have drifted towards the middle of the field or the bottom because it was wide open down that sideline.
It sure was. Beautiful throw and catch.
And right there, Isaiah Duncan saying, hey, let me drop back a few more times if I'm going to do that. But right here, the extra point stuffed. And it is no good, so the lead will stand at 6-0 with 6:54 left in the first quarter. You're watching Independence football action with us right here live on Video Productions presented by Pioneer Community Bank.
Every year, the big banks raise their fees while reducing the services they provide. How do they get away with that? If you were to join Pioneer Community Bank, your money would stay right here, supporting a local business which results in lower fees and better customer service for you. Sounds like a plan. So you're not really stuck with the big banks and their policies. Keep your money where it belongs, right here with Pioneer Community Bank. Pioneer Community Bank with locations in Beckley, Yeager, Sophia, Moore, and Welch. Member FDIC.
Coach Bob Huggins here at your local Little General store. As I travel this great state, it's nice to know that almost anywhere I go, there's a local Little General nearby. So the next time you're on the road, look for the Little General sign and tell them Huggins. You want to text your sister back?
Welcome back, everybody. 6-0 in favor of Independence. 6:54 to go here in the first quarter. Chris Kidd and Chris Gross with you. Butch Mounts, our engineer for tonight's game. As Independence will now boot it away as they score on their second possession, as Colton Blackburn, one of the few seniors on this Patriots roster, will send it into the air. And I'll get to Chris's thoughts on the touchdown right after this play, as Independence, after going 3 and out, gets the quick strike, trying to hand Liberty their first loss of the season in this rivalry game, as Blackburn sends an end-over-end kick down to about the 22-yard line, caught there across the 25, trying to get back across field, now cutting up, but no real estate available there for Independent, or for Liberty Raleigh rather, and that'll be 1st and 10 from the 27. But what did you see on that touchdown throw right there, Chris, that made that so easy for Independence?
Well, what we've been talking about is them loading the box, trying to stop the run. And what they did was they loaded the box again. So what we were talking about is the offense. They ran the wide out to the left there, and then they said, okay, if we're going to load the box, we're going to put him on one-on-one, and we're going to see if he can outrun him. And that's exactly what he did. Great throw, great catch.
You talked about at the beginning, Bowers and Judah Price, both speedsters, both underclassmen, but both can make you pay in a hurry, and right there they did. So now can Liberty answer back? They give it off to Sims on first down. He'll get to the outside across 35-30, out to the 40, and he's finally drilled out of bounds. But not until about a 13-yard pickup moves the chains and a first down for the Raiders.
It's a great job blocking, great job running. Get it to the outside, get the first down.
And you saw it right there. They did a great job sealing the edge that time, allowing Sims to get out of contain. And again, Sims 421 yards on 6 touchdowns this season. Almost trying to be the equal or close to it of Goodson. Again, Goodson's put up the gaudy numbers, including a 300-yard game earlier this year. But Sims has been extremely durable and extremely consistent for the Raiders. So 1st and 10 from their own 42-yard line. Atkins on the direct keeper, goes up the middle, but he's got nowhere to go as he's going to get driven backwards by several Patriots, including Michael Cheek and company, and it'll bring up 2nd down and close to 8. They'll give him a little more forward progress.
We mentioned it about the Independence underclassmen. Sims is just a junior as well, so he'll be back next year.
Yeah, these two teams are loaded for the future right now, and right now they're saying the future is now, and looks like we've got an encroachment penalty possibly here, but the person that jumped across, again, number 60, at least got the ball, Parker Withrow. But no, it's going to be a false start, so I'm guessing the center must have moved the ball a little bit, and that's where you saw actually a heads-up play by Withrow to dive on top of it once he saw that ball move.
Sure.
And said, you want to try
when it's live, you get on it.
Yeah, so we saw that with Logan and Chapmanville with a lot of the encroachment penalties on Saturday in that ball game. But right there, that was a heads-up play by Withrow to alert the officials that ball was moving. So 2nd and 13 now for Liberty Raleigh. 2nd series of the game. Atkins will take the snap, hands it off, rushing far side, trying to get to the corner, and Sims picks up maybe 3, close to 4 on the play. Looks like he got back to the original line of scrimmage. So that'll bring up 3rd down and 8 now for Liberty. And we're going to guess and see if they put it in Atkins' hands now. It's going to call it 3rd and 10 here for the Raiders, as they have 3 receivers down to the bottom, 1 up top. Atkins takes the snap, drops the throw, looking downfield down the left side, one-on-one coverage, almost intercepted out there as it is knocked away by Cyrus Goodson, the younger brother of Atticus Goodson. He's had a great season thus far as well and almost come up with a pick there.
That was great. Yes, he's had 3 interceptions so far this season. He's done really well on defense. And to give it, again, he's a sophomore. So there's a lot of young players that are playing really well on both sides of the ball.
You talk about those 3 interceptions he's had. He's had 3 touchdowns as well on 6 catches for 190 yards. So don't be surprised if we see him get the ball sooner than later in this game, as there's a high kick. Comes down the 20-yard line, fielded there, taken back by the Patriots. Oh, he's got blocking out there. Cuts back across the 40, the 45, and brought down at about the 47-yard line. Great return by Judah Price, and there's that burst of energy and burst of speed you mentioned early on, Chris. He just turned on the afterburners and got to the edge that time.
He did, and I was happy to see on Liberty's side there, number 54, Jacob Dickens. He's a lineman. Got over there and cut him off at the sidelines.
And Price is one of those dual threat players. He can run out of the backfield. He can catch as well, and he's created a lot of opportunities for himself early on in this season.
This ought to be interesting. We got twins over here, twins right.
Now on 1st down, they'll hand it off up the middle to Goodson. He's hit, breaks out of 1. Now he's grabbed by the shoelaces, tries to fight forward, and he'll pick up maybe a yard on the play to bring up 2nd down and 9. And talked about Judah Price, almost broke that when he did have a 52-yard punt return for a touchdown earlier this year in the win over Pikeview. Now they line it up, closing it on 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. They'll pitch it back. Goodson almost brought down the backfield, gets away, but now he's bottled up, and he will be brought down as a flag comes down on the far side. So we'll wait and see what this will be. Would be 3rd and 10, but let's see what the call is.
I think it's going to be holding on that left tackle.
And good eye on that, Chris. It will be holding against Independence. Interesting call now. Again, you got 3rd and 10, but do you take the penalty and go to 2nd and 19?
Well, with the speed of Independence, I think it'd be wise to put them back.
Yeah, it's
and
usually
that's what they're doing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's usually a good situational thing you got to do,
right.
Depending on the type of an offense you're going up against. So now they'll line it up here, 2nd down and 19 for the Patriots on a quick-moving first quarter, 6-0 in favor of Independence in this rivalry game. Duncan will take the snap. He'll hand it off. Goodson got a good block up front that time. Got through the initial burst, but great recovery by Liberty Raleigh, and they limit him to just 4 yards on the carry.
Good tackle.
Like I said, they've closed in well so far, but you look at the games for Goodson thus far. 8 carries for 188 yards and 4 touchdowns against Pikeview. Then against Riverview, had 11 carries for 150 yards and 5 touchdowns in that 301-yard game against Shady Spring and 6 touchdowns. So he has just been a monster out here this season against teams, but Liberty Raleigh's done well so far. That'll bring up 3rd down and about 16 here. Quick slant, caught, and he breaks free.
Goodson.
And Goodson is gone. Touchdown Independence on the quick slant play. And Isaiah Duncan, who may have been overshadowed by the running of his backs thus far this year, is now dominating through the air. His 2nd touchdown pass of the game. This one breaks for 59 yards, and Independence has taken a 12-0 lead.
Such a good route, such a good throw, and such a good catch. The rest is on the scoreboard.
Man, oh man, this Independence club just has so much speed at these skill positions. You leave them one-on-one coverage, they're going to make you pay, as now Duncan will keep it on the 2-point attempt. Nice job by Liberty Raleigh up front, able to spin him down and keep him out of the end zone, but it's still a 12-0 lead in favor of Independence as we step aside for a break, as you are watching Independence football presented by Pioneer Community Bank right here live on Video Production.
Hello, I'm Dr. Gross. Here at Chris Gross Chiropractic, we get 3 major complaints: the knee pain, sciatica, and headaches. We use state-of-the-art technology to help repair the spine, nerves, muscles, ligaments, and tendons 3 to 5 times faster than standard treatments. So if you're having any of these issues, we can help. Give us a call today at our Beckley Clinic or our New River location that's now in Whipple. Take care of yourself. You deserve it.
Hey, my name is Dante, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A nuggets is the authentic taste of it. You can tell it's freshly breaded, seasoned perfectly, and it just has this unique taste that compares to no other. Once I bite into it,
My name is Meredith, and a little thing I love about Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese is the oven-toasted, cheesy top layer. If home had a flavor, it would be Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese. I'm passionate about it.
12-0 in favor of Independence, as Independence set to kick off once again. Chris Kidd and Chris Gross with you, as Independence has scored on back-to-back possessions, a 45-yard touchdown pass to Trey Bowers, and now a 59-yard touchdown pass on the slant to Cyrus Goodson. As we'll talk about that after this kickoff, as Blackburn approaches the ball, swings the right leg, and this will be an end-over-end kick, comes down at about the 27, caught across the 30, looking to break free, and does across the 40, 45, 50, down the left sideline, and he's gone in a foot race, and it is over. A kick return of 73 yards taken to the house by Liberty Raleigh, as Logan Dodrell able to break it and get the Raiders back into this game.
Here's the replay. As you can see, 3 men ready to make the play, 4 missed tackles. Do it every time. He's got the speed, so nobody's going to catch him.
Again, as soon as he broke out of that big melee about the 32-yard line, it was over. And Dodrell, who has 3 catches for 107 yards and a touchdown for Liberty this season, now breaks off a 73-yard kick return, and he'll do the work on the extra point as well to try and boot it through. Snap down, kick is up, and it is through. So with 3:45 to go here in the first quarter, it is now Independence leading it 12-7. We'll be back after this as you are watching Independence football action presented by Pioneer Community Bank right here on Video Productions.
General Stores knows West Virginia, but what some may not know is what LG is doing in your communities. And I'm here to tell you how Little General, with the strength of their 100+ stores, is helping to enrich lives and empower families in West Virginia. Like the Norma May Huggins Cancer Research Endowment Fund, which is fighting to cure cancer every day right here in West Virginia. Locally owned and operated, LG has always been there and always will be. Little General Stores, committed to West Virginians. Boom!
At United Bank, banking means more than financial solutions. It means rallying around the causes that are important to our customers, employees, and communities. While we have grown in size and presence, we have never forgotten our roots. By giving back to our local communities and funding business development, we help fuel economic growth. Our success is your success, because to us, this is home. United Bank, West Virginia's bank, proud to be united with the Mountaineers. Member FDIC.
12-7 in favor of Independence, as we saw 3 and outs on the opening possessions for both clubs, and ever since then, it's been fireworks. Chris Kidd and Chris Gross here with you, as Logan Dodrell, who ran back the touchdown, kicked the extra point, now will kick off. here from the 40-yard line, as they'll see if they can slow down this high-flying Independence offense. As Dodrell puts his right boot into it, it'll come down, take a hop at about the 20, jumps right into the arms of Bowers. He'll take it across the 20, trying to get to the corner. He's not going to get there, and Independence is going to start deep in their own territory on this possession. But we saw the kick return. Take us back to the slant for a touchdown a moment ago for Independence. Chris, what did you see on that? It was 3rd and 16 and broke wide open.
It was a great play. What we called that when I was in college, we called that 181. That means a slant. Right there, it's a 2-yard slant in, and it's you against the defensive back. Luckily, the free safety didn't get up on him, and the overrode him, and then he went right past him and then ran the touchdown.
Now it'll be 1st and 10 for the Patriots at their own 20-yard line with 3:38 to go in the first quarter. As Duncan will take the snap and flag comes in, it appears. And this will likely move Independence back. And it will be a false start against the Patriots. So now they move back to their own 15-yard line, and Liberty Raleigh, number 5 in Class AA, Independence, number 12 in Class AA. Here in a pivotal matchup about the midway point of the season. You said if the playoffs were to start tonight, they would have actually been playing each other. Now on 1st and 15, they give it to Goodson. He gets outside, and he's free across the 25-30 and runs over a man at the 35-yard line. What a strong run by Goodson, a gain of about 21.
Great blocking on the edge there. As you run the toss pitch, you're going to have to get that guy engaged in there on the outside so he can get outside, and that's exactly what happened and gave him a first down.
Yeah, you called that right, Chris. Just great job sealing that edge. And then I like that he didn't try and necessarily avoid. He just took on the blocker or the would-be tackler that time, and good job by the Liberty Raleigh defender staying in there and taking that punishment. So they handed off on the jet sweep, nothing doing, but a flag came in, looks like before the play started. And I'd say this will be more movement against Independence here, and will move them back. And these little 5-yard penalties are the ones that'll drive you nuts as a coach, won't they, Chris?
You're exactly right. It's like the extra points, too. Those are going to come into play, and then later in the quarters, as this game goes on and on. Those are big points that you miss out on.
And I said you start losing out on points, you start losing out on field position. Again, we saw Logan and Chapmanville, that rivalry game. Logan had 6 encroachment penalties in that game. Wow. That really hurt them at pivotal downs on 3rd and 4th. They'll air it out again. They go down left sideline this time. Nice job by Liberty batting that away as it was intended on the play for Trey Bowers. So they're finding these one-on-one matchups right now, Chris, and they're trying to exploit them with their receivers. I think if Independence get those all game long, you're going to see them try and take advantage of it with their young speedsters.
You're exactly right. It worked the last couple times, and Liberty came back to help out the defensive backs that time.
2 receivers at the bottom. They'll give it off to Goodson this time. Atticus Goodson across the 30. The 35 still wrestling forward, and he'll get out towards the 40-yard line. Another nice, strong run by the junior as he picks up about 9 yards, and it'll bring up 3rd and 6.
That's a perfect example of how, Atticus wears on you. He's big, he's strong, he runs. He's going to drag a lot of tacklers to get the extra yards.
Again,
that carries them on, later on in the game as you're used to trying to battle him and take him to the ground.
That's a great point. Again, he was bottled up on the first 2 possessions, but now you're starting to see him break free more. On 3rd and 6, quick swing pass, good blocking up front. That's going to give Goodson the first down and more as he lowers his shoulders and gets down inside the 50, the 45, down to the 43. Another strong run and catch by Atticus Goodson. And that's a part of the game that people don't even notice that he will make a couple of swing pass catches during the game. And, we talked about that Shady Spring game where he had over 300 yards. He was also named the Register Herald Player of the Week for that game as well. So he's got a lot of accolades going on thus far this season.
And that was a really good run, basically setting up his blocking as he went in. Ooh, nice hit by number 12.
Wow, and Duncan took a wallop that time, and flags come in as something may have been said or done after the play, but a huge hit by Sean Pennington, and now another flag comes in. And I'd say we're going to have offsetting penalties here. Let's see it on our replay, what happened after the hit. And then right there you see it, wham. Huge hit from Pennington. And there's a little shove right after that. You could see from Pennington. And then I think you saw Duncan kind of toss the ball in his direction after that, which probably got him the yardage against him.
It's good of the referees to get it calmed down this early in the game. Don't let them, let them know that it's not going to be tolerated. Although you get excited and it's a rivalry game, you got to play within the rules.
Yeah, I was going to say, you got the rivalry game, you got Independence owning Liberty for the last 4 years, you've got playoff implications on the line, a lot going to be had here tonight. What a move in the hole that time, and another huge hit after about a 5-yard gain. What a move by Cohen Miller, one of the few seniors on this team, but then he took a pop as well after about 5.
That was. He used some of his blocking to get through, closer to the first down marker.
And Miller's been used sparingly throughout the games this year. Again, against Shady Spring, he had 4 carries for 27 yards, had a 5-yard touchdown. So he's had a few touchdowns this year, and now you've got a false start against Independence. And I think that they're going to signal that before the play actually happens. So that's going to back them up to a 2nd and 13 instead.
I don't understand how they didn't get stop the play.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, that gain gets wiped out for Miller, and that'll bring up 2nd and 13. As in the pistol again is Duncan. He'll hand it off. Here comes Goodson back in, and big tackle made there by Peyton Petrie, this freshman, or else Goodson might have been off to the races as he picks up about 5 or 6.
Great tackle.
Sometimes someone that big, you just got to take him at the legs and pray for the best.
That's exactly right.
Now it'll bring up 3rd down and 9 for the Patriots. Closing in on a minute to go here in the first quarter. They'll hand it off to Goodson left side. He gets a little crease, gets down inside the 40, and now they'll take him to the 38. And right there, that was a almost patented, we're going for it on 4th down call if we don't pick it up here. And sure enough, they are. As they reset the chains, it's going to be 4th and 5. This will be an interesting call. You are in a run-pass situation here.
They've got twins over here on the right.
They've got one-on-one coverage as well. No safety back. They're going to go back to throw. Swing pass out to Goodson. Defender there, and he's going to get brought down to the ground. Great defensive play that time by the Raiders, as coming through and making the tackle was Colton Williams, the 6'2 junior, to force Liberty into a turnover on downs.
Such a good play on that defense. It's a way to get out there, fight off the block, and make the tackle.
And I think you saw him read that as soon as Atticus Goodson kind of took a step back in the backfield. They've seen that play about 3 times now in the first quarter, and that was a good read by Williams. Once he saw Goodson step back, he just took off straight towards the hole and was able to get him to the ground. Well, we haven't seen Liberty Raleigh's offense put up the points yet. It was a kickoff return for a touchdown, so let's see if they can give themselves the lead on this trip. On 1st down, Atkins back to throw. Nice screen set up. Catch made across midfield. Across the 45-40, 35-30, down the sideline inside the 20, and a huge gainer. And that'll set it up in the red zone for Liberty Raleigh. They'll spot it out at the 19-yard line as a great catch and run there for the Raiders, and they quickly get to the line to go again. Could be the last play of the first quarter. We've got 14 seconds remaining right now. That's Atkins. 2 backs next to him here. He'll take the snap. He'll hand it off, coming near side. Nice cut up field inside the 20, running towards the sideline, and a flag comes down after a gain of about 3 by Dodrell.
Let's see what the call is. It's a holding. It's going to back him up another 15 yards.
We'll bring it back. I believe that long catch and run was by Dustin Workman. And a couple of the numbers are different from what we have on our sheet. Again, we don't have a 25 listed on the roster. We'll try and check on that during the break and see exactly who it may be. They may have had a uniform change. That's going to back it up to 1st and 16 here with 7.1 seconds left in the first. 12-7, Independence leads it. As Atkins takes a snap, back to throw, looking downfield, can't find anyone, now under pressure as he drifts out to the right side, thrown up for grabs, and catch is made. at the 10-yard line. What a leaping grab that time by Braden Howell. Atkins' big target out there right near the first down marker for a gain of 16. And that will bring us to the end of the first quarter. What a first quarter we had, as it's Independence with a 12-7 lead as we head to the second 12 minutes. You are watching Independence football with us right here live on Video Productions, presented by Pioneer Community Bank.
Every year, the big banks raise their fees while reducing the services they provide. How do they get away with that? If you were to join Pioneer Community Bank, your money would stay right here, supporting a local business, which results in lower fees and better customer service for you. Sounds like a plan. So you're not really stuck with the big banks and their policies. Keep your money where it belongs, right here with Pioneer Community Bank. Pioneer Community Bank, with locations in Beckley, Yeager, Sophia, Moore, and Welch. Member FDIC.
Hello, I'm Dr. Gross. Here at Chris Gross Chiropractic, we get 3 major complaints: the knee pain, sciatica, and headaches. We use state-of-the-art technology to help repair the spine, nerves, muscles, ligaments, and tendons 3 to 5 times faster than standard treatments. So if you're having any of these issues, we can help. Give us a call today at our Beckley Clinic or our New River location that's now in Whipple. Take care of yourself. You deserve it.
My guy that works with me on the other does it too.
Okay.
12-7 in favor of Independence as we start quarter number 2 here from Independence High School. Chris Kidd and Chris Gross with you, as the first half of the quarter was all Independence, and now Liberty Raleigh looking to take it in and take the lead for the first time in this game. As Atkins will keep it himself up the middle, gets tripped up inside the 10, maybe falls forward for a gain of 2 on the carry. Again, we've got several games going on here on Video Productions tonight. Again, we've got Bluefield getting underway as well, Cabell Midland. So, you can toggle around here on Video Productions tonight. Make sure you keep us up mainly number 1. But we've got several. We got several good games.
Great run here by Liberty. They just got the first down, so it's 1st and 10.
They'll hand it off. Dodrell trying to get to the corner, gets to the 5, gets to the corner, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown Raiders on an 8-yard sweep, and Liberty Raleigh takes the lead for the first time this evening. Again, we've seen some great edge blocking from both clubs in this game, and with the speed on both ends, makes it deadly once they turn the corner. And Logan Dodrell with his 2nd touchdown of the game, a 73-yard kick return for a touchdown, and now an 8-yard touchdown run, as Independence wasn't able to convert on either of their extra point attempts. And now Liberty Raleigh going to try and do it here, but a timeout taken with 11:34 to go here in the first quarter. We'll step aside as well. Be back after this as you're watching Independence football, presented by Pioneer Community Bank, right here on Video Productions.
Every year, the big banks raise their fees while reducing the services they provide. How do they get away with that? If you were to join Pioneer Community Bank, your money would stay right here, supporting a local business, which results in lower fees and better customer service for you. Sounds like a plan. So you're not really stuck with the big banks and their policies. Keep your money where it belongs, right here with Pioneer Community Bank. Pioneer Community Bank, with locations in Beckley, Yeager, Sophia, Moore, and Welch. Member FDIC.
Little General Stores knows West Virginia, but what some may not know is what LG is doing in your communities. And I'm here to tell you how Little General, with the strength of their 100-plus stores, is helping to enrich lives and empower families in West Virginia. Like the Norma May Huggins Cancer Research Endowment Fund, which is fighting to cure cancer every day right here in West Virginia. Locally owned and operated, LG has always been there and always will be. Little General Stores, committed to West Virginians. Boom!
Did you know when you send or receive a text message, you take your eyes off the road for 5 seconds? At 55 miles per hour, that's like driving more than the length of a football field blindfolded. As a result, thousands of people die every year in crashes related to distracted driving. That's why we're cracking down on people who text or use their smartphones while driving. We would rather you cross the goal line alive. Law enforcement officers write tickets to save lives. Don't text and drive.
Hey there, I'm Aisha, and my favorite thing about the Chick-fil-A nuggets is how easy you can share them with your friends. They taste fresh, they're crispy, you can taste that.
Fourteen to 12 now in favor of Liberty Raleigh. Extra point was good a moment ago. Chris Kidd with you alongside me, Chris Gross, as Liberty Raleigh set to kick it off as they have started to take control of this game after the quick start by Independence. And now we'll see how Independence responds after they were punched in the mouth after dealing a big blow to Liberty Raleigh early on in this game, as Dodrell line drive kick will come down to Price. At about the 13, he comes up the middle, and he breaks free across the 35-40 and finally spun to the ground. Ball comes out, but was he down?
He was down.
And I haven't seen much of a signal either way here by the officials, but it looked like he was definitely down. And I think that's what the officials are going to settle on here. The Raiders still trying to signal it was their ball as the officials come together here. That was a violent sling to the ground that time, so not 100% certain. But no, they're going to say it was a fumble, and they're going to give it to – no, okay, now they're going to switch it back.
Great job.
Oh, boy.
There was about to be some upset Independence fans.
Yeah, so the swing of emotions there, you could hear the cheer go up from the Liberty Raleigh side, and then how upset Independence was, but then the change was made. Now they're looking for a new football here. It'll be 1st and 10 for Independence from their own 41-yard line. Early stages of the second quarter. And this game thus far been everything it's been built up to be here in the Battle of the 76. As Duncan back in. He's thrown 2 touchdown passes thus far here in the game. One to Bowers and then one to Cyrus Goodson as he'll take the snap. Throws it out quick, bubble screen, oh, big hit, but staying on his feet initially and going to the ground for a loss, but a flag comes in as Price took a massive hit on the play, but you might get a helmet-to-helmet call here. And that was a hit you could see coming from a mile away, Chris, exactly once that throw went out there.
You're exactly right. Until looking at the Liberty sidelines, it looked like it's going to be on them, and it is. Personal foul.
Yeah, he came in and didn't try and go at the waist that time. And it's still a hard thing, even though you're being taught that, to go to the waist and try and tackle there whenever you've got that hit lined up. But that's where, you just have to remember what the rules are and keep yourself and keep the other players safe in that situation.
And you're exactly right, because when you're playing football, that's what you want to do is attack the guy with the ball, and sometimes that's not allowed now.
On 1st and 10, they give it off to Goodson. He breaks free, and he is rumbling Good down job. Inside the 35 to the 31, pick up a 14.
Good run. Now they're starting to open it up like we talked about before. When you widen them out and you start throwing the ball, that's going to get the defense a little more spread out so Atticus Goodson and the other players can run.
So hand it off to him again on 1st down. Gets down inside the 30, but before he's bottled up, as he'll be swallowed there at about the 28 for a gain of 3 on the carry.
That's what I want you to do. Change it to 720 at 2.5 mag.
And now you can see that they were able to get some of those holes opened up front. And now Independence trying to answer back. Again, the first 12 points went to the Patriots. The last 14 have gone to Liberty Raleigh. And number 5, Liberty Raleigh, undefeated at 4-0. Number 12, Independence at 3-1. Nice fake by Duncan that time. Squirted upfield inside the 25, close to the 1st down. May actually have it at the 21-yard line.
It's going to be close.
Let's see what the officials do. I think they're going to say he's just shy of it. So 3rd and inches here for the Patriots.
Big down.
And they're looking to get into the red zone here. And I'd say you're going to see Atticus Goodson, and you do. Right up the middle he goes, avoided the first tackle and gets inside the 20, down to the 19, close to the 18. A pickup of 2, close to 3, and that will move the chains.
Your bit rate is still low.
And both these teams go no huddle, keep it up tempo. Part of why you've seen such big scores on both ends thus far this year is they'll give it off. This time, though, Goodson's going to get hit in the backfield, and he's going to go down for a loss back at about the 22, 23-yard line. That'll be a loss of 4.
Really good defense by the Liberty Raiders, the way they're attacking the line of scrimmage there. They're not letting him get outside. They're not letting him get him in any holes in there to get away into the end zone.
So 2nd and 14 now for Independence. Duncan takes a snap, quick slant, broke it on the play. Was the cornerback that time, and good job. I believe that was Pennington again. Yes, Sean Pennington. He saw that slant coming this time, Chris. Nearly got the interception, but was able to break it up.
He did. Cyrus Goodson again on that slant like we talked about before. We called that the 181. It's a one route where you take 2 steps in and then you cut toward the middle of the field. And he read it all the way, made a great play on it.
It'll bring up 3rd down and 14 here. No back in the backfield. Duncan will take the snap, roll out far side under pressure. He'll heave it up for grabs towards the end zone and intercepted in the end zone that time. And Pennington, I believe, is the one that came up with it, as there were 2-on-2 down there for that jump ball, and Pennington had better position.
Man, Pennington's playing good, playing a great game at defensive back there. It's 2 great plays to stop that drive.
And Duncan just didn't have much of an opportunity. It was a great job breaking through there initially on the left end to put that pressure on him. And then you just saw Duncan put it up for grabs to see if one of his guys could make a play. Really not a whole lot he could do there. If you take the sack, you're going to have 4th and half of Fayette County at that point. So he might as well have given his guy a chance, and turned out Pennington was the one that was closest to it. So now Liberty Raleigh going to try and build on this lead as they take over at their own 20-yard line. 1st and 10 with 9:35 to go in the first half. And the pistol is Adkins. He'll drop the throw this time. Fires deep down the near sideline. One-on-one coverage. Nice defensive play out there.
Nice play by Cyrus Goodson.
He was one-on-one with Braden Howell, and Goodson, even though Howell was able to cut back in front, Goodson got his right hand on it to bat it away.
Yes, and that's their best receiver.
And there you could see it. Got that one-on-one coverage, and Goodson was able to just get back in time to swat it away.
Great play.
And I love that both these teams giving their athletes an opportunity to make some of the plays they're making right now, as they'll give it off to Dodrell. He's been the touchdown maker tonight for Liberty Raleigh, but not this time, as he's lassoed to the ground for maybe a yard loss. They will spot him at about the 19s. It'll bring up 3rd down and 11 here for Liberty Raleigh, and this would be huge for Independence if they can get a 3-and-out here. They'll bring 2 receivers to the near side. As Adkins looks to the sideline, getting clock running here, under 9 minutes to go in the first half.
You got their two best out there, Pennington, as well as Howell.
And looks like maybe we're going to get a timeout here, and we do. We'll take it as well with 8:48 left in the first half, as you are watching Independence football presented by Pioneer Community Bank right here on Video Productions.
Every year, the big banks raise their fees while reducing the services they provide. How do they get away with that? If you were to join Pioneer Community Bank, your money would stay right here, supporting a local business, which results in lower fees and better customer service for you. Sounds like a plan. So you're not really stuck with the big banks and their policies. Keep your money where it belongs, right here with Pioneer Community Bank. Pioneer Community Bank, with locations in Beckley, Yeager, Sophia, Moore, and Welch. Member FDIC.
Coach Bob Huggins here at your local Little General store. As I travel this great state, it's nice to know that almost anywhere I go, there's a local Little General nearby. So the next time you're on the road, look for the Little General sign and tell them Huggins.
Oh, I don't doubt
Logan
it.
put a big blanket up on the scoreboard that said Beckley hasn't seen anything gross yet.
Ready to go here on 3rd down and 11 for the Raiders, leading up 14-12 here early in the second quarter. It's Back to throw is Adkins, looking over the middle, fires complete, breaking out of one tackle is Dodrell, but he's not going to get any further as he picks up about 4 yards on the catch, and a good defensive stand by the Patriots as it'll bring up 4th down and 7.
Good route and catch by Dodrell. Good play on the tackling on Independence.
And that was just one of those hoping that you could make the catch and Dodrell could shed a tackler to get upfield, but Independence was able to bottle him up.
You're exactly right, Chris.
Now we'll see the punting unit on here for the first time since the first possession of the opening quarter. Spiraling kick will land at about the 47, takes a nice Raiders bounce down inside the 40 and will finally die at the 36-yard line. So Independence will take over there with 8:07 to go here in the first quarter. So we saw the defenses rise up at the start, then we saw the offenses take over. Now the defense is trying to adjust to what they've seen in the last couple touchdown possessions. So this game of chess continues to match up with each other against two teams that know each other extremely well.
You're exactly right. We're watching a roller coaster ride.
Yeah, so
up and down.
This has been pretty much that for the first almost 16 minutes of this ball game. Duncan will take the snap on first down, gives it to Goodson, and there is the Liberty defense again, able to shut him down. That'll be a loss of about 1 on the carry and bring up 2nd down and 11. And Goodson's had his moments tonight where he's been able to break free for some big runs, but Liberty Raleigh's really kept him from delivering the backbreaker thus far.
They're loading the box. They're making them throw the ball, and here it is.
Puts it in the air.
To Bowers. Oh, blocked forward.
In and out of Trey Bowers' hands as we saw him bobble that touchdown catch in the first quarter, but was still able to come up with it. But I think he might have heard some footsteps that time coming from behind him.
Sometimes that happens, or sometimes you want to run to the end zone before you even get the ball.
Yeah, so thankfully, I never had much of that problem.
You got to remember you got to take the ball with you.
That'll bring up 3rd down and 11 now for Independence as Liberty Raleigh's defense tries to answer back as we get a whistle and maybe another timeout here. Haven't seen a signal from any of the officials just yet. So not sure. Well, maybe we got a penalty here instead.
Spot of the ball.
Okay, it looks like maybe we got it situated now.
Mm-hmm.
I think they may have had it up just about a half yard further than what the sideline marker had it. So here we go, 3rd down and 11. 4 receivers at Duncan's disposal with Goodson in the backfield. He looks to the sideline to his offensive coordinator. Now Duncan will come up into the pistol. Goodson behind him as he drops to throw, steps into a throw. And that's going to be over his intended man and over everybody's head, incomplete. And that'll bring up 4th down, so back-to-back 3 and outs on both sides now will give Liberty Raleigh the ball back.
Just like you mentioned, it's back to the defenses are doing well again.
Like I said, whenever Independence doesn't win on first down right now, whenever they're able to create a negative play or a short play, Liberty Raleigh kind of sets the tone for the rest of the series at that point. And thus far, as you mentioned early on, they're going to dare Isaiah Duncan to beat them. He's done it a couple times thus far, but they're going to keep banking on that as Dodrell gets to the sideline again, gets down the sideline again, and is finally brought down as Logan Dodrell continues to take over on these big plays as he had a kickoff return for a touchdown, nearly took that one down the sideline after he had a 27-yard return earlier on a punt return.
That's correct. Logan's running really, really well.
That's going to set up Liberty Raleigh with excellent field position here. 1st and 10 at the Independence 37-yard line. 7:23 to go in the first half. 3 receivers to the bottom, 1 up top. As Adkins gets the signal from the official, and he's ready to go.
We got trips out here to the right.
Now they get a late change in from the sideline. Adkins will take the snap. It'll be a direct keeper off the left side, but he doesn't get very far. Does squirt forward a little bit there at the end to turn that into maybe a 2-yard pickup. So that'll bring up 2nd down, and it looks like about 9 actually for Liberty Raleigh. And both teams trying to win on that first down right now to set the tone for the play calling for the rest of the series. But we saw Liberty Raleigh win on the last possession, force the 3 and out. Independence wins on the first play here. They line it up. Atkins takes the snap. 3 receivers to the bottom. Looks to throw. Fires over the middle. Has a man out there. And diving catch made inside the 15-yard line at about the 13. What a grab by Braden Howell. I thought that it was overthrown at first or just too far out in front, but Howell turned it on at the last second, was able to get there for a 23-yard pickup.
That's right. Braden is, their senior, and he's playing for the rivalry.
That's just a great catch. And again, Cyrus Goodson, too, who's been great in one-on-one coverage thus far tonight. That time able to get it into the middle of the field. It's now 1st and 10 from about the 13.5. Atkins will keep it, but he's going to get swallowed up back at the 15-yard line, crashing in off the left end that time. For Independence was big number 60, Parker Withrow, the sophomore. That'll be a loss of about 2 on the play and bring up 2nd and 12 as we hit the midway part of the second quarter. Atkins goes back to work quickly, fires the slant over the middle, caught, breaking free and into the end zone, touchdown Liberty Raleigh. What a slant that time, able to cut in on the defender and able to stumble into the end zone. And who else was it? Looks like Logan Dodrell again who was able to make that play. That's his 3rd touchdown of the evening, and we'll take a look at it again here. Yeah, just a little late getting there on the play. Let me just make sure on the number. Again, couldn't quite see it on the far end, but if we get a correction on that, we'll make sure, but it appeared like it was Dodrell. So now he'll be on for the extra point. This one up and good. He's 3 for 3, and now Liberty Raleigh takes a 2-score lead at 21-12. Back after this as you are watching Independence football action presented by Pioneer Community Bank right here on Video Productions.
That was number 8. I can't find 8.
Did you know when you send or receive a text message, you take your eyes off the road for 5 seconds? At 55 miles per hour, that's like driving more than the length of a football field blindfolded. As a result, thousands of people die every year in crashes related to distracted driving. That's why we're cracking down on people who text or use their smartphones while driving. We would rather you cross the goal line alive. Law enforcement officers write tickets to save lives. Don't text and drive.
When it comes to uncertain financial times, United Bank has a very unique perspective. Seasons may change, but United Bank is always a constant, providing you safety, security, and sound decision-making. That's the reason we've been in business since 1839. Safe, sound, secure. It's the hallmark of our success. United Bank, at your service.
21-12 in favor of Liberty Raleigh on the touchdown throw from Atkins to, I believe it was Clayton Williams actually who made that grab on that. Chris Kidd and Chris Gross with you. And now Liberty Raleigh has scored 21 unanswered points ever since Independence took an early 12-0 lead. So the undefeated number 5 ranked team in Class AA is trying to flex their muscle, but can Independence answer back here? The kickoff will come down at the 20-yard line, taken there by Price up to the 30, riding his blockers across the 35 and dives down at about the 38-yard line. Well, this is a huge possession right here, Chris, because Independence has moved the ball successful on one possession since those touchdowns, but Liberty Raleigh's defense has really started to stand up. Independence needs something here going towards halftime to try and build that momentum back.
You're exactly right, because when momentum takes its change, there's going to be a lot of things that go wrong on the other side. So they've got to regroup here. Maybe some of their leaders get the huddles together, get them everybody focused on the same thing, which is put the ball in the end zone.
Now they'll get it to Duncan here in the pistol as they'll hand it off to Atticus Goodson. Got a nice little hole opened up immediately, but then closed up fast as he'll get across the 40 to the 42. That'll be a pickup of 3 on first down. Again, it was the kickoff return after it was 12-0 Independence, the 73-yard kickoff return by Logan Dodrell that really shifted the momentum in this ball game towards the Raiders. Now the Patriots trying to get it back. Quick slant, complete this time across midfield, and a nice open field tackle by John Tabor, but the catch made by Trey Bowers, as that'll be enough for the first down. Again, you see these corners playing pretty far off, and whenever that happens, you're going to try and see Independence. If the linebackers are up playing the run, they're going to try and attack the middle of the field.
You're exactly right. When we looked at number 9, Trey Tabor, that may have been who made the touchdown catch.
On a fumble on the exchange, ball still loose on the ground. Liberty Raleigh jumping, saying they've got it. As we'll see here, the officials still trying to get people off the pile here. And Liberty Raleigh seems confident they've got it. No, they give it to Independence.
Independence keeps the ball.
Ooh, and that could be a big momentum changer. We couldn't tell either way. But it may have been a tie for the ball almost in that situation. It seemed like Liberty Raleigh was there first, but Independence may have been able to wrestle that away.
I'm going to go with both of them had the possession of the ball so that it does go to the offense if they're both possessing the ball at the same time.
That would have been a huge backbreaker play for Independence had that been another turnover. They keep the ball, and it'll be 2nd and 9 from the Liberty Raleigh 46. Looks like a busted play as Duncan trying to get whatever he can, fights upfield, and gets actually a yard or two on the play, but that play looked doomed from the beginning. And Duncan did everything he could to pick up a couple, so a nice effort by him to create a 3rd and 8 situation. We are falling down towards 4 minutes and 10 seconds to go here in the first half, and here comes a critical 3rd and long for the Patriots. 1 receiver, 2 receivers up top, 1 to the bottom. As Duncan with Goodson next to him, drops back, hit immediately but gets away from it. Now steps up towards the right side, but he's going to get sacked back at the 49-yard line. Looked like a design quarterback keeper that just never got a chance to materialize, and that's going to bring up 4th down and 11.
And that's something you got to look at. You look at Liberty, their defense, they've got to be really, really proud the way they're playing. Offensively, Independence is going to have to step up their game. They're going to have to talk about it at halftime on what they're going to do to stop this Liberty defense.
I believe
just not getting it there. And then they're making mistakes fumbling the ball, so they're going to have to regroup at halftime.
I believe Liberty gets the ball to start the 3rd quarter as well, so this will be a huge possession. Nice pump by Goodson as he blasted into the night sky. It'll come down inside the 20, takes a nice Independence hop, and then finally deadens out at about the 12-yard line. So 3 minutes and 10 seconds to go here in the first half, and Liberty Raleigh leading it by 9. Chris Kidd and Chris Gross here with you. Butch Mounts, our engineer. As Liberty Raleigh will start in their worst field position of the evening, all the way back at their own 12-yard line.
Yeah, lucky for that good punt. They're going to have them pinned back in there, so then Liberty's going to have to go. Where are they at? What yard line are they on? The 9?
Yeah, it appears the 12, close 12, to 13.
12, okay. So they're going to have to go 88 yards for a touchdown, and the way they've been throwing the ball, that ain't going to be hard to do.
I line up in the shotgun here as Adkins will take the snap. Hands it off. No, fake the handoff. Now throws it out to Dodrell. Dodrell gets free across the 30, 35. One-on-one out there with Price, and he breaks the tackle and say goodbye.
There it is. Exactly what I said.
An 87-yard catch and run by Logan Dodrell, his 3rd touchdown of the evening.
Do we have a flag?
Yeah, we may have laundry somewhere on the field here, as you see a lot of players standing around at the moment.
Hey, shut your browser down.
And this is going to come back, it appears. It depends on where the flag's at as to how severe the penalty will be.
Shut your browser down.
But a break for Independence.
Let's see what the call is.
And the official, let's see. As you see him bringing it back, so that'll wipe out the 87-yard touchdown on catch and run. Block in the back, okay. And now you got the officials. Look like he signaled touchdown. Oh, they're going to say no flag on the play, so they picked it up. So the touchdown stands for Liberty Raleigh in a hectic situation trying to figure out what happened on the play. But they
sure, and it just makes me laugh that I just mentioned. Hell, they're going to go 88 yards. They got enough speed to do it, and the way they've been throwing the ball. First play of the game, first play of the series. There, they go 88 yards, touchdown.
And that's what I said. They've been able to break free out of some of these tackles as Independence has started to miss on a few, and with the athleticism of these Raider skill possession players, it's going to be hard to catch up to them. As you saw, Price had him towards the sidelines, and Dodgerel was just able to break away from him. And now Dodgerel will be on for the extra point to try and make this a 16-point lead. They'll snap it back, and then they're going to go for two instead, trying to get to the outside, and getting there and scoring is Braden Howell. So now it is a 3-possession lead for Liberty Raleigh with 2:55 to go in the second quarter. Back after this, as you are watching Independence football with us, presented by Pioneer Community Bank, right here on Video Productions.
Hello, I'm Dr. Gross. Here at Chris Gross Chiropractic, we get 3 major complaints: the knee pain, sciatica, and headaches. We use state-of-the-art technology to help repair the spine, nerves, muscles, ligaments, and tendons 3 to 5 times faster than standard treatments. So if you're having any of these issues, we can help. Give us a call today at our Beckley Clinic or our New River location that's now in Whipple. Take care of yourself. You deserve it.
Hey, my name is Dante, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A nuggets is the authentic taste of it. You can tell it's freshly breaded, seasoned perfectly, and it just has this unique taste that compares to no other. Once I bite into it,
My name is Meredith, and a little thing I love about Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese is the oven-toasted, cheesy top layer. If home had a flavor, it would be Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese. I'm passionate about it.
I was actually watching that. Here we go, back to action. 29-12 in favor of Liberty Raleigh, and it looks like a penalty on the extra point, a personal foul penalty against Liberty Raleigh, will force them to kick off from back at their own 25-yard line. Chris Kidd and Chris Gross here with you. And 2:55 to go in the half now. Independence, this feels like a must-have drive for them.
It's going to really need to be if they're going to stay in this ball game.
It's 29 unanswered points now for the Raiders. After Independence took a 12-0 lead. Again, it was the kickoff return by Logan Dodgerel that just took this game in the complete opposite direction. And now Dodgerel will send an end-over-end kick down to Price at the 29. He gets ahead of steam across the 40, the 45, gets to the outside.
He's got the outside.
He's got the 40. Price down the sideline, and he's finally picked up and brought down as he's suplexed out of bounds at about the 28-yard line. But another big return sets up Independence with a golden opportunity to try and cut into this lead before the half.
And, man, what a good run by Judah, and then what a great tackle out of bounds. You know, the ball luckily went out of bounds for the Independence Patriots, but that could have been another bad deal that would happen with them.
Now this is a key possession in this ball game. I know it's still second quarter, but the way that Liberty Raleigh has started to move the ball, Independence, this feels like they really need this to try and stymie this momentum. Now not sure what happened here, but okay, I think they're going to say stepped out of bounds actually back at the 46-yard line. Well, now they keep bringing it back here, so yeah, no, they keep moving this back and back and back. So I'm
thinking it was a flag, maybe a holding from that spot.
They say personal foul against Independence. So, man, we've seen a lot of the air go out of the balloon on some of these big plays here tonight. They'll start from their own 39 instead of the Liberty Raleigh 28-yard line, so a massive penalty against Independence. Well, nevertheless, they still open up with pretty good field position here with 2:44 left in the half. He's 61 yards away from trying to cut into this lead. 2 receivers to each side. As he fakes the handoff, does Duncan, breaks out of one tackle across the 40, but won't break out of another. And these Liberty Raleigh defenders flying around everywhere right now. Is Dustin Workman able to come up and make the stop? That'll be a gain of about 2 on the carry. But Liberty Raleigh, it's like they studied the playbook for Independence after those first 2 strikes by the Patriots.
You're exactly right. They got some fast players getting after the ball.
Now Duncan looks to throw, high pass, and was this intercepted? And Liberty Raleigh thinks it was, and the officials think it was as well, as that's going to be an interception.
Wow, hit 2 Independence players.
And now you've got Liberty Raleigh looking to go in and possibly put a backbreaker on Independence here late in the second quarter after the second interception of the game.
We're having a problem.
So there's 2:10 to go here in the first half. And how things swung right there. You thought you had Independence 1st and 10 at the Liberty Raleigh 28. And then the personal foul brings it back to the other side of the 50, and then the second play, an interception. So Adkins with 4 or 5 receivers, back to throw, under pressure, throws it down the left sideline and incomplete. Great coverage out there that time by the Patriots, as in coverage for them was Cohen Miller.
Really good no call there, too. Both players running for the ball.
You know, these are usually 2 teams that keep it primarily on the ground. We've seen them air it out here tonight against each other. And now another flag coming in, and this is going to be a hold against Liberty Raleigh. And I thought it was funny. I actually saw an article in the local newspaper here in Raleigh talking about how the quarterbacks would be a big part of this game, and throwing the ball would be a big part of this game. And I'm guessing the beat writers knew what they were talking about coming into this.
So far they did, didn't they?
So it'll be 1st and 20 for Liberty Raleigh. Atkins back to throw. They set up the quick screen. Caught there in a lot of room across midfield. Cutting towards the left sideline. 1st down and more inside the 40. Nice shake inside the 35. And finally brought down about the 33 goes Braden Howe. And, you know, they taught us as linemen early on that if you break through free, there's probably a problem. And right there, you saw about 3 or 4 Independence linemen break through, and that set up that screen perfectly.
You're exactly right. And Braden made such a great catch. He's 6'1". He's 168, and he's fast. So he got to the outside pretty good.
Timeout by Independence. We'll be back after this as you're watching Independence football presented by Pioneer Community Bank right here on Video Productions.
This might get ugly. Braden Howe and his dad are one of my patients.
Yeah, turn the...
Every year, the big banks raise their fees while reducing the services they provide. How do they get away with that? If you were to join Pioneer Community Bank, your money would stay right here, supporting a local business, which results in lower fees and better customer service for you. Sounds like a plan. So you're not really stuck with the big banks and their policies. Keep your money where it belongs, right here with Pioneer Community Bank. Pioneer Community Bank with locations in Beckley, Yeager, Sophia, Moore, and Welch. Member FDIC.
Hello, I'm Dr. Gross. Here at Chris Gross Chiropractic, we get 3 major complaints: the knee pain, sciatica, and headaches. We use state-of-the-art technology to help repair the spine, nerves, muscles, ligaments, and tendons 3 to 5 times faster than standard treatments. So if you're having any of these issues, we can help. Give us a call today at our Beckley Clinic or our New River location that's now in Whipple. Take care of yourself. You deserve it.
1st and 10 for Liberty Raleigh after a 13-yard gain, but on 1st down this time, nothing doing as they try and take it off the left side with Sims. And it'll bring up 2nd and 10 as we're closing in on a minute to go here in the first half. And Liberty Raleigh has scored 29 unanswered points and looking for more. And smart move by Coach Mark Workman, trying to bleed this clock down now as he knows how fast Independence can strike. He wants this to be the last crack at the half. Back to throw is Atkins. Floats one up and almost intercepted. Oh, that was a dangerous throw. And almost picked that time by Logan Phelan. And that could have been a pick-6 throw right there. I'm surprised they tried to go to the outside like that because that ball just hung up forever. But now that'll bring up 3rd down and 10. And it looks like you're going to get a timeout here from Liberty Raleigh. We'll keep things here with 49 seconds to go in the first half. And again, this game started out very strong for Independence. They scored 12 right in a row to get things going. But ever since then, it's been 29 unanswered points for Liberty Raleigh to take this 29-12 lead. And now you get an opportunity here to go in for more and create a huge deficit for Independence going into halftime.
That's correct, Chris. What we were talking about in before when they were loading the box, we said we're going to have to, let the offensive, show their quarterbacks and to open it up into the passing to give some of the running game back. Man, they've really opened it up, Liberty has. Done a really, really, really good job of throwing and catching and then making the plays.
We saw the 3 and outs right away to start the game, and after that you did kind of mention that you're going to have to see both teams put it in the air more because neither one of them was going to allow the run to beat them. And we've seen Independence have their moments where it worked out very well, but now Liberty Raleigh has really schemed up well here in the second quarter, and they've taken control of this game.
Maybe Liberty's coaches listened to the podcast and they took my advice.
One of those you got to we're going to black this out in certain spots. On 3rd and 10, Atkins fires over the middle. Intercepted.
Atticus Goodson's got the interception. He's on the outside. He's coming up the side.
Here he comes across the 25
He's got room.
to the 30.
Still not down.
Trying to stay on his feet. And Goodson finally brought down at about the 38, and a flag comes down with 34 seconds left here in the first half. But a huge defensive play by Atticus Goodson to keep Liberty Raleigh out of the end zone, as looks like we're going to get a penalty against Independence here. But I believe it came after the interception, so I believe it's going to stay Independence ball. They're looking for a new ball here, but didn't really know what the foul was. It looks like a block in the back is what the call is going to be.
Let's see if we can take another look here and see what actually occurred after the interception.
You can see Goodson coming near side. Mm-hmm. And right there, I think, is what they called. Looked like maybe on Price.
There it was.
Oh, okay.
Number 69.
Right at the very end of the play, and just been some bad penalties by Independence here in the first half.
It's a little bit of an iffy call. The whistles hadn't been blown. So game is still on.
So Duncan will keep it up the middle across the 30 to 35. He'll have the first down out to the 37-yard line with 30 seconds. Clock still moving here, and Independence sideline wondering what's going on, but they reset it here.
They're going to talk about it, probably reset it back to 32 seconds.
Yeah, because about 5 extra seconds rolled off the clock there that didn't need to, but Independence going to call a timeout. See if they can get a big play here to break open and cut into this deficit, because I believe it's Liberty Raleigh that gets the ball to start the third quarter.
Okay, they didn't call the timeout.
Okay, boy, it's just been mass confusion down on the field here in the first half.
That's going to start the clock again.
Yeah, so no timeout was called, and now they get reset up, and you can hear the frustration from the Independence fans. It's back to throw as Duncan throws into the flat, incomplete as he tried to fight Atticus Goodson. They'll bring up 2nd and 10.
That's good. That'll stop the clock.
Yeah, that was one of those that's probably better at winning complete instead of caught in play and keep the clock running at the moment.
Yep, and hopefully if he would have made the catch, he could have got out of bounds.
Again, everything's got to be beyond the sticks right now if you're Independence. Again, you get the first down, you at least
we got a trips left here.
And now a flag on the far side, and again, we've seen a lot of flags here in the first half, and there's going to be a false start on the Patriots. And you can hear the frustration building in the crowd right now, and even on the Independence sidelines.
I think that was called on number 11, Cyrus Goodson, over there on the right hash.
So 21.4 seconds to go here in the second quarter. 29-12 in favor of Liberty Raleigh. Is back to throw, hit as he throws, but does complete it to Cyrus Goodson. He gets out across the 45.
That's going to look like about a first down.
He's going to be right at it at the 47.
They'll stop the clock.
And I'm not sure if Independence has any timeouts remaining. Again, they don't have it on the scoreboard here, so we'll see. But I believe they're going to give this the first down, it looks like, if they don't take a measurement. And actually, there's going to be a penalty on Liberty Raleigh on the back end of that. That's going to be a personal foul.
Oh, wow.
That's a huge penalty on the Raiders. So that does put Independence in striking distance now with 14.1 seconds on the clock. And they'll signal the clock.
We got
to
trips
start.
here, on the left-hand side with Atticus Goodson in the slot there.
So they reset the game clock, or the play clock rather.
So he's got an empty backfield. I don't know what Liberty's going to do, but if they bring the heat, there's nobody to block.
The clock continues to wind. Back to throw under pressure, and he's going to go down. Back at the 46-yard line. Sack made by Andrew Ellis, the 5'9 junior. And I believe Independence is out of timeouts. And that will do it for the first half of action. So Independence dominated the first part of the first quarter. And then after that, it was all Liberty Raleigh as they outscore Independence 29-0 from about the midway point of the first quarter on, and they take a 17-point lead into the half. We'll step aside for a 2-minute break, and when we come back, we'll talk about the first half of action here from Independence High School as you are listening to and watching Independence football action with us right here on Video Productions presented by Pioneer Community Bank.
Every year, the big banks raise their fees while reducing the services they provide. How do they get away with that? If you were to join Pioneer Community Bank, your money would stay right here, supporting a local business which results in lower fees and better customer service for you. Sounds like a plan. So you're not really stuck with the big banks and their policies. Keep your money where it belongs, right here with Pioneer Community Bank. Pioneer Community Bank with locations in Beckley, Yeager, Sophia, Moore, and Welch. Member FDIC.
Little General Stores knows West Virginia, but what some may not know is what LG is doing in your communities. And I'm here to tell you how Little General, with the strength of their 100-plus stores, is helping to enrich lives and empower families in West Virginia. Like the Norma May Huggins Cancer Research Endowment Fund, which is fighting to cure cancer every day right here in West Virginia. Locally owned and operated, LG has always been there and always will be. Little General Stores, committed to West Virginians. Boom!
Did you know when you send or receive a text message, you take your eyes off the road for 5 seconds? At 55 miles per hour, that's like driving more than the length of a football field blindfolded. As a result, thousands of people die every year in crashes related to distracted driving. That's why we're cracking down on people who text or use their smartphones while driving. We would rather you cross the goal line alive. Law enforcement officers write tickets to save lives. Don't text and drive.
Hey there, I'm Aisha, and my favorite thing about the Chick-fil-A nuggets is how easy you can share them with your friends. They taste fresh, they're crispy, you can taste that every single one is unique. The top tier, best chicken nuggets ever. You guys should put that in the commercial.
Hi, my name is Brian, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A mac and cheese is you can taste the different types of cheeses and the blends that they use, and everything just comes together. It's like a delicate dance. They're like perfection in every bite.
29-12, Liberty Raleigh leads Independence here at the half. Chris Kidd with you, alongside me, Chris Gross, Butch Mounts, our engineer, as it is also homecoming here this week for Independence High School as those festivities underway on the field right now. But going back to the middle part of the first quarter, Chris, again, 12-0 Independence. They get 2 big long pass plays to take that lead, and then the kickoff by Logan Dodrell. Then after that, the whole first half kind of turned into the Logan Dodrell show for Liberty Raleigh with 3 touchdowns on his back.
You're exactly right, and I'm really impressed with him. I'm really impressed with his ability to play, his ability to run, the effort that he makes, the tackles that he's breaking. He's done things all over the field. Plus he's kicking the field goals. Plus he's kicking off. So he's doing a lot of things for the Liberty Raiders.
Again, it was Ryan Sims and Isaac Adkins and even Braden Howe you were kind of looking at first, but Dodrell, he was the man that they seemed like they kind of went to on the game plan because we knew that they were going to set key on Atticus Goodson on Independence side, and it seems like they were keying on Sims and Atkins here tonight, but Dodgerell's been doing the damage. But if you're Independence, you're going to have to adjust some things here coming out in the second half because they've had a hard time slowing them down, but they've also had a hard time trying to move the ball as of late.
You're exactly right. They're going to have to come up with a game plan that everybody's going to have to put themselves together, and know what what the coach has been telling them, and to make sure that they do their part, because this is a team event. So everybody doing their part's what's going to have to happen for the Independence Patriots.
That's a 17-point lead for Liberty Raleigh here at the half. We're going to step aside for another 2-minute break, and when we come back, we'll roll through some of the scores so far here on this Week 5 Football Friday night in West Virginia, as you are listening to and watching Independence football action with us, presented by Pioneer Community Bank, live on Video Productions.
Every year, the big banks raise their fees while reducing the services they provide. How do they get away with that? If you were to join Pioneer Community Bank, your money would stay right here, supporting a local business, which results in lower fees and better customer service for you. Sounds like a plan. So you're not really stuck with the big banks and their policies. Keep your money where it belongs, right here with Pioneer Community Bank. Pioneer Community Bank, with locations in Beckley, Yeager, Sophia, Moore, and Welch. Member FDIC.
Little General Stores knows West Virginia, but what some may not know is what LG is doing in your communities. And I'm here to tell you how Little General, with the strength of their 100-plus stores, is helping to enrich lives and empower families in West Virginia. Like the Norma May Huggins Cancer Research Endowment Fund, which is fighting to cure cancer every day right here in West Virginia. Locally owned and operated, LG has always been there and always will be. Little General Stores, committed to West Virginians. Boom!
Did you know when you send or receive a text message, you take your eyes off the road for 5 seconds? At 55 miles per hour, that's like driving more than the length of a football field blindfolded. As a result, thousands of people die every year in crashes related to distracted driving. That's why we're cracking down on people who text or use their smartphones while driving. We would rather you cross the goal line alive. Law enforcement officers write tickets to save lives. Don't text and drive.
Hey there, I'm Aisha, and my favorite thing about the Chick-fil-A nuggets is how easy you can share them with your friends. They taste fresh, they're crispy, you can taste that every single one is unique. The top tier, best chicken nuggets ever. You guys should put that in the commercial.
Hi, my name is Brian, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A mac and cheese is you can taste the different types of cheeses and the blends that they use, and everything just comes together. It's like a delicate dance. They're like perfection in every bite.
29-12, Liberty Raleigh leads Independence here at the half. Chris Gibb with you, with Chris Gross alongside me, as we run through some of the scores from around the state of West Virginia here on this Week 5 of the high school football season. We'll start in AAA. There's a lot of ranked teams going up against each other here this week in the Metro News Class AAA game of the week. It is number 2 Oak Glen leading number 7 Willing Park 14-7. Again, Oak Glen out of AA, but leading AAA Willing Park right now in that contest. Then you have number 3 Hurricane taking on number 11 Parkersburg. It is all even at 22 apiece in the second quarter. Then number 15 Jefferson in AAA leading number 3 Frankfort in AA 7-0 at the half. You have number 4 Bridgeport on top of Parkersburg South, 28-14. They're at halftime. Number 5 Spring Mills on top of Hedgesville, 35-0 at intermission. Number 6 Musselman dominating Morgantown at halftime, 28-7 in Morgantown's first game of the season. Then you have number 7 John Marshall throttling Buckhannon Upshur, 49-0 at the half. Number 10 Ripley leading at the half over Marietta, Ohio, 14-6. Then you have number 12 Martinsburg, after losing for the first time in forever after 58 straight wins. They come back, and they're coming back in style right now as they lead number 14 Washington 27-0 in the second quarter. Some other scores in AAA, you have Brook trailing Indian Creek, Ohio 7-0. Oak Hill on top of Mingo Central 20-12 at halftime. Then you have Woodrow Wilson leading 21-6 at the half of their contest, looking for their first win of the season. University leading Albert Gallatin, Pennsylvania 31-8 in the second quarter, as that rounds out all of the AAA scores. Then you go to AA. Also on video productions tonight, number 1 Bluefield dominating Point Pleasant right now 32-7. Again, you can flip over to that game as well on video productions. Number 2 Cabell Midland leading number 8 Polka 43-7 at halftime. Again, Cabell Midland out of AAA taking on Polka. Again, a lot of teams trying to find whatever games they can find. With what goes on now with the map trying to figure out who's available to play. Then you have number 3 Greenbrier West out of Single A leading Scott 28-0 in the second quarter. Number 8 Robert C. Byrd taking on number 4 Lewis County, and Robert C. Byrd leading 28-0 at the half. Number 5 Liberty Raleigh, as we said here from our game, leading Independence 29-12 at the half. Kaiser, number 8 in AA, leading number 13 Hampshire out of AAA 21-0. Then you had number 9 Greenbrier East in AAA leading Berkeley Springs 21-8 at halftime. Number 11 Clay County rebounding after last week's loss against Liberty Raleigh, leading at 26-0 over Single A Webster County. Number 13 Liberty Harrison trailing Braxton County 20-14. Again, this Braxton County club took Liberty Raleigh down to the wire whenever they played a couple of weeks ago. But Braxton County leading right now by 6 at the half. Number 15 Elkins trailing Grafton 10-6 in the third quarter. Number 15 Riverview in Single A and Wyoming East even at 0 early on in that contest. Number 16 Lincoln leading East Fairmont 14-7. Number 16 AAA Princeton leading Pikeview 30-6 at the half. And again, in the game that was played Wednesday, Man out of Single A upsetting Mingo Central 28-24 up on Minor Mountain, and a big win for Harvey Arms and his club, rebounding after losing to Willing Central in week 1. Weir leading Martins Ferry, Ohio 20-16 at halftime, and Fairmont Senior leading Winfield 41-7 in the second quarter of that contest. And then some of our Single A scores. Number 1 St. Mary's right now losing to Williamstown 14-0 at halftime. So number 11 Williamstown looking to pull off the upset against St. Mary's. Number 1 Doddridge County as well leading number 5 Work County 14-7. Logan in AA leading number 3 Tug Valley 12-0 in that contest, looking for their first win of the season after losing to Chapmanville last week. Number 6 Tigers Valley dominating Richwood 62-13, that game a final. Number 8 Buffalo leading Tyler Consolidated 18-8 at the half. Number 11 East Hardy up on Pocahontas County 26-7 in the second quarter. Mount View looking for their first win of the season, leading Sherman 25-0 in the second quarter. Then you go down the list. You got Cameron and Pendleton County. They're going to take each other on tomorrow. Gilmer County leading Frontier, Ohio 14-12 at halftime. Hannon and Federal Hocking, Ohio just underway. Same with Wahama and 100. Trinity and Madonna will play on Saturday. Midland and Meadowbridge scoreless early on. Monroe Central, Ohio and Magnolia 41-14 Monroe Central in the second quarter. Ritchie County up 27-0 on Ravenswood at the half. South Harrison up 16-6 over Valley Wetzel in the second quarter. Van and Montcalm scoreless early on, and Fort Fry, Ohio leading Willing Central 13-0 at the half. We'll step aside for a 2-minute break and be back after this as you are watching Independence football action with us right here on Video Productions presented by Pioneer Community Bank.
Every year, the big banks raise their fees while reducing the services they provide. How do they get away with that? If you were to join Pioneer Community Bank, your money would stay right here, supporting a local business, which results in lower fees and better customer service for you. Sounds like a plan. So you're not really stuck with the big banks and their policies. Keep your money where it belongs, right here with Pioneer Community Bank. Pioneer Community Bank with locations in Beckley, Yeager, Sophia, Moore, and Welch. Member FDIC.
Little General Stores knows West Virginia, but what some may not know is what LG is doing in your communities. And I'm here to tell you how Little General, with the strength of their 100+ stores, is helping to enrich lives and empower families in West Virginia. Like the Norma May Huggins Cancer Research Endowment Fund, which is fighting to cure cancer every day right here in West Virginia. Locally owned and operated, LG has always been there and always will be. Little General Stores, committed to West Virginians. Boom!
Did you know when you send or receive a text message, you take your eyes off the road for 5 seconds? At 55 miles per hour, that's like driving more than the length of a football field blindfolded. As a result, thousands of people die every year in crashes related to distracted driving. That's why we're cracking down on people who text or use their smartphones while driving. We would rather you cross the goal line alive. Law enforcement officers write tickets to save lives. Don't text and drive.
Hey there, I'm Aisha, and my favorite thing about the Chick-fil-A nuggets is how easy you can share them with your friends. They taste fresh, they're crispy, you can taste that every single one is unique. The top tier, best chicken nuggets ever. You guys should put that in the commercial.
Hi, my name is Brian, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A mac and cheese is you can taste the different types of cheeses and the blends that they use, and everything just comes together. It's like a delicate dance. They're like perfection in every bite.
Liberty Raleigh leads Independence here at the half 29-12 in this battle of ranked teams in Class AA. Chris Kidd and Chris Gross here with you with Butch Mounts, our engineer. And Chris, Independence has got a hill to climb coming out here in the second half. Again, we saw they can strike and strike quickly, but they've had their difficulty trying to spring Atticus Goodson here in the first half. Again, he's had a pretty solid first half of action so far and had a couple of big runs, but he's not had the ease that he's had in the first 4 games thus far this season, and they've really concentrated, Liberty Raleigh has, on bottling him up as much as possible.
And that is true, and one of the things that I always think about is this is when you go in at halftime. This is when you make the adjustments. This is when you're going to decide what your team is really like. You know, if you're going to overcome the adversity, you're going to fight back. Liberty, the same situation. They're going to take the leadership. The seniors need to take over, make sure that they keep the lead, don't get away from any of their assignments, continue to do the same thing, and they'll end up winning victorious. Now, Independence on the other side, they're going to have to make some changes. They're going to open up some things on offense to maybe get some more scores, maybe make some more throws, but they're really going to have to come together and do their job.
And how difficult is that for a younger team like Independence? I mean, only 3, maybe 4 seniors on the roster altogether. Is it a little bit more difficult whenever most of your key players are underclassmen like this, or is this where if you're Coach Lilly, you want to see some of those younger players step up and show that leadership that's going to be so critical moving forward?
I think that's so important because one of the things that you always want to say, this is how you overcome adversity. This is how you become a man. This is not only, just football, but this is what it goes through in life. When life hands you adversity, how are you going to handle it? And that's when you decide who is going to be your team leaders. How are you going to step up? How are you going to make the decisions that you need to make in order to win this game? And that's going to take all 11 players to do everything that they can to withhold everything that they've been taught how to do and to fight and to come back, and do the things that they're going to do. And again, on the other side, Liberty, they're going to have their seniors, hey, let's don't get lax. We're up right now, but we're going to need to continue to do the exact same things that we're doing in the first half. Catch the ball, run with it, tackle, stay your position, do what you're supposed to do. Things will end up well.
And I think that's such a key thing that you brought up about what the coach is looking for because no matter what the score is, no matter if it's football, basketball, baseball, tennis, whatever you're playing, if you're a coach, you're looking for how your players are going to respond. Do they roll over and do they just accept what's happening, or does someone step up and try and say, like, hey, we still got this, we can still get back into this, let's keep fighting. I think that's the number one thing you're always looking for is who keeps fighting and who rolls over and allows it to keep happening at this juncture. So I think Coach Lilly's going to find out a lot about his ball club here in this second half and what they've got moving forward and if they're going to be able to make that playoff push.
I love it. And, I tell some of the guys that are, actually in my office, and I tell them some of the things. One of the biggest things that I always remember is the theme in Rocky. I think it was Rocky 6 when he was talking to his son. He said, it's not about how hard you get hit. It's about how hard you get hit and keep moving forward.
Yes.
So they've been hit, several times with some big plays, and now they're down 29-12. Then how are they going to get hit and how are they going to keep moving forward?
Well, we're going to find out here shortly as we are closing in on the start of quarter number 3 here from Independence High School as these two rivals looking to battle it out for 24 more minutes, and Liberty Raleigh trying to stop a 4-game losing streak in this series to Independence. We'll step aside for a 2-minute break, and when we come back, it'll be time for the kickoff for quarter number 3 as you are listening to and watching Independence football action with us right here on Video Productions presented by Pioneer Community Bank.
Every year, the big banks raise their fees while reducing the services they provide. How do they get away with that? If you were to join Pioneer Community Bank, your money would stay right here, supporting a local business, which results in lower fees and better customer service for you. Sounds like a plan. So you're not really stuck with the big banks and their policies. Keep your money where it belongs, right here with Pioneer Community Bank. Pioneer Community Bank with locations in Beckley, Yeager, Sophia, Moore, and Welch. Member FDIC.
Little General Stores knows West Virginia, but what some may not know is what LG is doing in your communities. And I'm here to tell you how Little General, with the strength of their 100-plus stores, is helping to enrich lives and empower families in West Virginia. Like the Norma May Huggins Cancer Research Endowment Fund, which is fighting to cure cancer every day right here in West Virginia. Locally owned and operated, LG has always been there and always will be. Little General Stores, committed to West Virginians. Boom!
Did you know when you send or receive a text message, you take your eyes off the road for 5 seconds? At 55 miles per hour, that's like driving more than the length of a football field blindfolded. As a result, thousands of people die every year in crashes related to distracted driving. That's why we're cracking down on people who text or use their smartphones while driving. We would rather you cross the goal line alive. Law enforcement officers write tickets to save lives. Don't text and drive.
Hey there, I'm Aisha, and my favorite thing about the Chick-fil-A nuggets is how easy you can share them with your friends. They taste fresh, they're crispy, you can taste that every single one is unique. The top tier, best chicken nuggets ever. You guys should put that in the commercial.
Hi, my name is Brian, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A mac and cheese is you can taste the different types of cheeses and the blends that they use, and everything just comes together. It's like a delicate dance. They're like perfection in every bite.
Liberty Raleigh looking to extend their record to 5-0 on the season as they lead Independence, ranked number 12 in Class AA and 3-1 on the year, 29-12. Chris Kidd and Chris Gross here with you. Well, Chris, you've been a part of this rivalry and seen this rivalry for a while now. What is it that you've seen from Liberty Raleigh that has been different than in the last 4 years where they've kind of struggled to get themselves back up to prominence?
They've done a really good job practicing. You know, you can see the quarterback really makes good throws. The wide receivers, they're running really good routes and they're catching the ball. And then it's up to Independence, you know, to make the tackles, and they're not doing that. So in order to, you know, to get away from the tacklers, they're also making much more yards and then even scoring more touchdowns. So it's just that as you can watch them, you know, from the time that I watched them when they were so, you know, young a couple years ago, now you can see some of those people coming into the leadership roles like we were talking about. And then they're making the big plays. You look at Howell that's made some big plays, and especially our guy Logan Dodrell that we've, you know, watched do pretty much everything, and he's just a junior, so he'll be back next year.
That's what I was thinking. I was looking at the list too. I said you got Sims Jr., Dodrell the junior. I mean, they're still somewhat young themselves as well, and this is going to be a team that is making a bit of a statement possibly tonight that, hey, you know, it's always been Bluefield, it's always been Fairmont Senior. Why not consider us at this point in Liberty Raleigh trying to get up there with the big boys, but Independence going to try and fight back into this thing as we get ready to start the third quarter here in just a couple of minutes. We'll step aside for one more break, and when we come back, it will be time for the start of quarter number 3 as you are watching Independence football action with us right here on Video Productions presented by Pioneer Community Bank.
Every year, the big banks raise their fees while reducing the services they provide. How do they get away with that? If you were to join Pioneer Community Bank, your money would stay right here, supporting a local business, which results in lower fees and better customer service for you. Sounds like a plan. So you're not really stuck with the big banks and their policies. Keep your money where it belongs, right here with Pioneer Community Bank. Pioneer Community Bank with locations in Beckley, Yeager, Sophia, Moore, and Welch. Member FDIC.
Little General Stores knows West Virginia, but what some may not know is what LG is doing in your communities. And I'm here to tell you how Little General, with the strength of their 100-plus stores, is helping to enrich lives and empower families in West Virginia. Like the Norma May Huggins Cancer Research Endowment Fund, which is fighting to cure cancer every day right here in West Virginia. Locally owned and operated, LG has always been there and always will be. Little General Stores, committed to West Virginians. Boom!
Did you know when you send or receive a text message, you take your eyes off the road for 5 seconds? At 55 miles per hour, that's like driving more than the length of a football field blindfolded. As a result, thousands of people die every year in crashes related to distracted driving. That's why we're cracking down on people who text or use their smartphones while driving. We would rather you cross the goal line alive. Law enforcement officers write tickets to save lives. Don't text and drive.
Hey there, I'm Aisha, and my favorite thing about the Chick-fil-A nuggets is how easy you can share them with your friends. They taste fresh, they're crispy, you can taste that every single one is unique. The top tier, best chicken nuggets ever. You guys should put that in the commercial.
Hi, my name is Brian, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A mac and cheese is you can taste the different types of cheeses and the blends that they use, and everything just comes together. It's like a delicate dance. They're like perfection in every bite.
Getting ready for the start of quarter number 3 here from Independence High School. Chris Kidd and Chris Gross with you. Butch Mounts, our engineer, as they have the captains meet at midfield, and it will be Liberty Raleigh to receive the kick to start quarter number 3. And, you know, sometimes it takes the program building up through those middle schools and even those buddy league systems or those pee-wee systems. And, you know, you realize how important those are whenever you actually start to see the development early on and they don't just start in high school. And you come to find out this Liberty Raleigh team's full of kids that aren't used to losing.
You're exactly right. Back when, you know, when you look at the juniors that are on Liberty, I remember when they were back at Trap Hill. They went undefeated, and they won the county championship. So they're used to playing together, and they play hard.
And that's such a key thing right there. Whenever you actually have a chance to develop those kids together, they come up together, they get so used to what each other are able to do, what their skills are, what their deficiencies are, and it just becomes like a pseudo sports marriage almost. You know exactly what the other's going to do before they end up doing it, and that's why it's so important to have that cohesion from a young age on, and it's paying off for this Liberty Raleigh program now. But this could be a pivotal moment here for Independence. Again, far from out of it with how quick they can strike and how many playmakers they have, but they've desperately got to get off the field on defense here on this first possession and not let Liberty Raleigh increase this lead.
I was about to say, it's kind of a smart decision there for Liberty. They were coming up into a onside kick preparation, but they've kind of backed off there now.
Yeah, I was kind of noticing that too, that they were sneaking up. So
making sure they didn't try to pull any fast tricks on them.
Yeah, because right now if you're Independence, you're probably got an onside kick in the back of your mind right now at some juncture of this second half.
Got to change the momentum somehow.
Yeah, because it was 12-0, and then that 73-yard kickoff return for Liberty Raleigh and Logan Dodgel really did shift the momentum of this game, as it'll be an end-over-end kick that lands in no man's land. Takes a weird hop, still on the ground, almost getting there was Independence, but now across 25-30, 35-40, down the sideline, still on his feet, and finally ridden out of bounds. Near midfield is a flag down on the play.
Block in the back against Liberty.
And we'll bring that long return back by Sims. And this will put Liberty Raleigh back inside their own 20, it appears.
Chris, I got to say, you can tell there's some young players because there is a lot of penalties on both sides of the ball.
And in this type of an emotional game as well, you know, some of them maybe have not been in this big of a game before and this type of rivalry before, and sometimes the emotions just get the better of you. And you kind of forget your discipline in that situation, and that's part of what the coaching staff works on as well during the week, just trying to make sure that the kids don't get too high, don't get too low in these situations, because, you know, sometimes your energy's so big at the beginning of the game, it's almost like you crash, and, you know, it's like coming down off of like a caffeine high. You know, you have to find a way to keep that energy sustained throughout the game.
Here's what we talked about. This is big for Liberty. This is big for Independence. Got to have a stop here. Liberty, they want to have a score.
It'll be 1st and 10 from their own 11-yard line as Atkins will hand it off, rushing far side. I believe it's Dodgel trying to get to the edge, but nothing doing, as it looks like that'll be no gain on the play, maybe a yard at most. We'll give Dodgel a yard on the play, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 9.
Cohen Miller had him there in the backfield and let him get away. But then they made a good recovery to get him out of bounds.
And Miller did a good job of stringing that play out and giving some of his teammates a chance to catch up and get in pursuit to help make the stop. Now Adkins looks to the sideline as they adjust the play here on 2nd down and 9 from their own 12-yard line. Atkins takes the snap, drops to throw under a bit of pressure, steps up
He's
in the
gonna
pocket,
run.
and he's going to take off, but he's not going to get too far as he crosses the 15, maybe gets forward towards the 17-yard line, so that'll be a pickup of about 5 on the play. Brings it to 3rd down and 4 here for the Raiders. They're going to quickly line up here. Again, play clock still at 25, but now that they see the defense, they'll go and make an adjustment.
This is what I was used to Liberty doing. No huddle offenses. Keep the defense on the edge.
They'll shift Sims over to the other side of Atkins. So 3rd and 4, he'll keep it himself, rushes up the middle. He'll have the 1st down and more as he runs over a man at the 25-yard line, and that'll move the chains out to the 28. Big conversion there of 9 yards on 3rd down. Again, Atkins is one. He can do damage on the ground. He can do it through the air. Mentioned that he's thrown for 421 yards this season, but he's also rushed for 296 yards and 5 touchdowns. So he is a great dual-threat quarterback. That'll be 1st and 10 from their own 28-yard line as 10:35 to go here in the 3rd quarter. 29-12 in favor of Liberty Raleigh. Atkins takes the snap. He'll give it off to Sims. He'll get to the outside and now cuts upfield across the 35. He'll have the 1st down before being pushed back, but that'll be 11 yards on the carry out to the 39-yard line and another Raiders 1st down. And you may see Liberty Raleigh also be a little bit more patient on that play clock. Not much, but just a little here in the 2nd half with this 3-score lead at the moment.
That would be wise.
And I think if you see him go in here, they'll probably definitely start going into some of that as Atkins goes up the middle and then just disappears as he is walloped.
Boy, he was struck.
Yeah, it's about a yard on the play, but not much. Again, they did a good job bottling up the middle that time, did the Patriots.
Yeah, that was Jordan Harvey coming in making that hit. Number 36, Jordan Harvey, really good hit.
Independence jostling around at the line of scrimmage, trying to get in position as Liberty Raleigh now bleeding down the play clock a little bit more here as we close in on 10 seconds. I don't know if they saw 10 seconds on the play clock in the 1st half. So now they send a man in motion. Atkins back to throw, slant over the middle, caught by Howell as he slides to the ground.
It's going to be a 1st down.
Again, Braden Howell just continues to be a thorn in the side on that slant route and those quick little routes. He's got such quickness right off his break and picks up 10 yards on that play. So this drive started at their own 11-yard line, and now Liberty Raleigh has worked their way out towards midfield. Atkins in the pistol, Sims the deep back. He'll hand it off to him up the middle. Sims going to go for about a yard loss. And right now it's just tough sledding trying to get up the middle on either side. As good job up the middle that time as a couple of the big men for Liberty Raleigh. That was Devin Vance, one of the seniors on the roster, as well as Michael Stewart, one of the other seniors. Or excuse me, I'm sorry, I was looking at the wrong list. That was Joel Garrettson and Houston Shrewsbury in on that stop. I apologize. So 2nd down and 10 for the Raiders from midfield as Atkins back to throw, 4 receivers. Steps up in the pocket. He'll take off with it. He's inside the 45. He's got the 1st down and more, still churning his legs. And he finally meets some resistance at the 36-yard line after a 14-yard gain. Again, Atkins is just so patient whenever he drops back, Chris. He reads the defense, and once he sees that opening, if he doesn't have a lane to throw in, he just takes off.
That's true, and that's what you want a quarterback to do if there's nowhere to throw it. Sometimes if you don't want to throw it away, you can get some extra yardage getting upfield, and that's exactly what he did, and he got the 1st down.
So timeout called with 8:12 to go here in the 1st half. We'll step aside as well as it is Liberty Raleigh leading 29-12 over Independence. You're listening to and watching Independence Football presented by Pioneer Community Bank right here on Video Productions.
Hello, I'm Dr. Gross.
Here at Chris Gross Chiropractic, we get 3 major complaints: the knee pain, sciatica, and headaches. We use state-of-the-art technology to help repair the spine, nerves, muscles, ligaments, and tendons 3 to 5 times faster than standard treatments. So if you're having any of these issues, we can help. Give us a call today at our Beckley Clinic or our New River location that's now in Whipple. Take care of yourself. You deserve it.
Hey, my name is Dante, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A nuggets is the authentic taste of it. You can tell it's freshly breaded, seasoned perfectly, and it just has this unique taste that compares to no other. Once I bite into it,
My name is Meredith, and a little thing I love about Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese is the oven-toasted, cheesy top layer. If home had a flavor, it would be Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese. I'm passionate about it.
Welcome back, everybody. 1st and 10 for the Raiders from the 36-yard line of Independence. Chris and Chris here, Gross and Kidd, bring you the action tonight as they give it off to Sims. Big hit at the 35-yard line, as that was a collision and a half between Sims and 3 Independence defenders, and it goes for about a yard.
Great job by Atticus Goodson on the outside, overcoming those 2 blockers on the outside to cut that play back into the inside so that he can make that tackle. That's a really, really good play.
That's a good
This
point.
is big for Independence. You know, if they don't make this stop, it's going to be a hard time to come back from this much down.
Yeah, they could be looking at their Alamo right now, trailing by 17 points, trying to get this Raiders offense on the field, but it's been a methodical march thus far for Liberty Raleigh. Nearly 5 minutes off the clock here. 2nd down and 9 from the Independence.
He
dropped it, and the ball's on the ground. Independence has
ball.
it. That's Miller who comes up with it. And that is a massive turnover for Independence, as Liberty Raleigh was controlling the clock and controlling the ball. And now, could that give the Patriots life?
And this is what we talked about before. When you got to have, if you have a turnover, you got to have something where the momentum changes. So if they don't pick up on it now, it's going to be tough.
Again, because we've seen Liberty showing the ability to maintain clock.
They got trips left out here, and this is what I'd like to do is go big, and that's exactly what they're doing. Get rid of the ball.
Oh, and Duncan fumbles, and it's taken away.
And guess who's got it?
Oh, is that Dodrell again?
Yes, Dodrell again.
Boy, you know, they asked us to maybe help with a player of the game later on tonight, Chris, and I don't think there's going to be much doubt on who that's going to be at the end of this evening, as Logan Dodrell, his 4th touchdown of the evening. And what a big blow that is to the Patriots after getting the turnover, but a huge defensive play to jar that ball loose and right into the hands of Logan Dodrell.
And I made that comment to myself at about 8 minutes into the first quarter. I said, I bet Dodrell's going to be
just the difference maker in this game. You know, you think about he's 3 for 3 on extra points. He scored 4 touchdowns, and now the extra point. This one a low-line drive, but it clears the bar. It is his night here tonight in Independence, as they now lead at 36-12 over their rivals. We'll be back after this as you are watching Independence football presented by Pioneer Community Bank right here on Video Productions.
Every year, the big banks raise their fees while reducing the services they provide. How do they get away with that? If you were to join Pioneer Community Bank, your money would stay right here, supporting a local business, which results in lower fees and better customer service for you. Sounds like a plan. So you're not really stuck with the big banks and their policies. Keep your money where it belongs, right here with Pioneer Community Bank. Pioneer Community Bank, with locations in Beckley, Yeager, Sophia, Moore, and Welch. Member FDIC.
Coach Bob Huggins here at your local Little General store. As I travel this great state, it's nice to know that almost anywhere I go, there's a local Little General nearby. So the next time you're on the road, look for the Little General sign and tell them Huggins.
Welcome back, everybody. Chris Kidd and Chris Gross here with you, as Liberty Raleigh now has reeled off 36 unanswered points since trailing 12-0, and Logan Dodgel has scored 28 of those 36 points. 3 touchdowns on the offensive side, and now a pick 6 on the other end as the kickoff comes down at about the 13 to Price. He crosses the 15, the 20,
he's out to the
25.
outside.
Oh, he does break
past
free.
the 50.
And he's into Liberty Raleigh territory before finally being dragged out of bounds at about the 37. And, man, he's had some really nice returns tonight as well. We've talked about Dodrell, but Price has been equally as impressive on these kick returns.
Yes, I'm thankful that there's no flags on this play
For
for either
real.
team.
I was going to say, I actually did start to look back in the backfield there just to see if there was anything lying on the ground. So, thankfully, that one will stand.
I think we got PTSD.
I was going to say, anytime there's been a big play tonight, it seems like there's been a flag directly following it. So, good to see that one will stand for Independence. Now can they answer back? High snap as he runs into Goodson, but Duncan able to hang on to it, and he'll maneuver his way inside the 35 to about the 33.
So they've decided to keep it on the ground again.
And they'll give him a gain of 4 on that carry. It'll be 2nd down and 6 from the Liberty Raleigh 32.
And Liberty's really stacking. They got all 9 players inside.
They give it off to Atticus Goodson as he's able to fight his way loose for 2 yards on that carry. That'll bring up 3rd down and about 3 here, and it looks like we've got an injury. Looks like Sims maybe for Liberty Raleigh.
Hoping he's not grabbing his knee.
Yeah, he's trying to balance himself to get onto his feet here, and yeah, it looks like maybe a left knee injury. And now he'll go to the ground, or perhaps this could be a cramp too.
That's what I was hoping. I was about to say, I'm hoping this is a cramp.
Yeah, so, normally you see this much more often in the early stages of the season. And whenever it gets cooler out, it tends to die down some. But like we said, it can happen any point in time. And thankfully, like you said, it is just cramps, it appears, for Sims. You can usually tell pretty quickly. But, we were worried at first, and he was kind of grabbing at his knee. But, yeah, if you've ever had cramps before, you know that it's not a pleasant experience.
And when you're struggling to try to find out a way to get it out.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you have them.
Get it stretched, you're right.
Yeah, whether it's football, basketball, I've had them playing tennis before too. I said it's never the ones in the middle of the night where you wake up, and those are always fun, aren't they?
Oh, boy.
Thankfully, he's able to get up and get off the field. They'll try and get some fluids in him. Yeah, you exert so much energy out there. Sometimes you kind of forget to hydrate as much as you need to, and then even where you do, sometimes it doesn't do all it needs to do.
That's right.
So Sims will take a breather on the sideline, try and get himself ready to go again.
As it gets colder, we forget we got to drink the water.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's so important, whether it's hot, cold, whatever, to make sure you stay hydrated. That's a good
in.
That's
taking
good.
the snap.
They give it off to Goodson. He
The
just
middle.
throws a man to the side, still fighting forward, trying to get to that 1st down marker on 3rd and 4, and he's right near it.
It'll be about 4th and 1.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be about a half a yard shy of it from the spot. This is obviously a 4-down territory situation for the Patriots.
Here's where you're going to see. I'm sure Liberty's going to load the box to see how Independence tries to set up the play.
And they're going to keep it with Goodson here. You see Independence just stacking up front, but Goodson's going to win the battle anyway. So does his front as he gets down inside the 25 to the 24. Nice pick up, about 3 on that play. And, that just goes to show the courage of a big back like that. I mean, you see 8, 9 in the box. They're all coming right at you, and you just say, bring it on anyway. That's where I'm turning to the sideline saying, timeout maybe? And now they're going to bring Duncan back in at quarterback, 1st and 10 at the 24 of Liberty Raleigh's. He fakes the pitch, runs up the middle, but runs into a stack of white jerseys for a gain of about 1. We are under 5.5 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. And Independence trying to stop this 36-0 run by Liberty Raleigh. It has just been a blitz from about the middle of the first quarter on for the Raiders.
Okay, they're going to go twins to both sides. Maybe passing here. Either that or a draw. It's a pitch.
They'll pitch it to Goodson. But yeah, again,
no blocking.
Liberty Raleigh just able to read the play and read the play effectively, as coming through initially was Colton Williams to help make the hit, and that's going to bring up 3rd down and 8 here for Independence, trailing at 36-12. In the shotgun is Duncan. 3 receivers to the bottom as Goodson next to him. Back to throw. Quick slant. Tipped in the air and knocked away by Workman. Good defensive play there as he dropped back from that linebacker spot, read the play, and was able to make the tip.
Really good play.
Again, Dustin Workman, the 5'10 junior, able to break that up. And now 4th down and 8 here for the Patriots. 4:33 to go in the 3rd quarter. If they don't convert, you're going to see Liberty Raleigh start to go to work on that clock. As Duncan will come back over. 13 on the play clock. 2 receivers to the bottom, 1 up top. High snap. Duncan back to throw. Fires over the middle and intercepted in the middle of the field as a flag comes down. And who else but Logan Dodrell on the interception. But let's see if it stands.
I'm going to say that might be offensive. Nope.
Saw Independence pointing in their direction.
Yeah, he just called it. In pass interference, Liberty.
So that will keep the drive alive for now. As defensive pass interference. As the official takes a circle around to come back. He was trying to make sure he was at the right yard marker before he got down to where the ball needed to be spotted. So that will bring up 1st and 10 at about the 11-yard line of Liberty Raleigh. In the shotgun, Duncan hands it off up ahead to Goodson, fighting forward, still in a mass amount of traffic, but able to fight his way down to about the 8-yard line. So he's still not scored a touchdown tonight. He scored 16 on the season, trying to get one here to bring Independence back into striking range. Now it'll be 2nd down and about 7 here. From the 8-yard line, they'll hand it off to Goodson again. Throws his shoulder into one defender and gets his way down to the 5-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down and 3. We're down to 350.
Good run, good tackle. Both teams playing hard.
And that's what I like about Goodson. You know, it's not about trying to break free for the huge gain every time. He's willing to take those short yardage plays and get whatever yardage he can get. And he's fought for every inch of turf he's gained tonight.
You're right, and that's what we talked about at the beginning of the show there. He's 6'1", 220 pounds.
Well, he's fighting forward with all of that frame right now, trying to bull his way forward, and he's going to be
4th down. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's going to be close to a 1st down, but it appears he's going to be maybe half a yard shy. So it'll be 4th down and 1, or less than a yard here. As Independence.
This is what we were talking about at the half on both sides of the ball. Who's going to step up?
I'd say you'll see Goodson get it again here. 4th and 1. Duncan will give it off to him up the middle, fights forward, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown Patriots on a 3-yard touchdown run by Goodson. And now Independence will likely line up for 2 to try and cut this to a 2-possession game. That is touchdown number 17 on the season for Atticus Goodson. And I'd say he's approaching 1,000 yards as well on the season. As they snap it back, they fake the pitch. Nice fake that time by Duncan. And he'll go in for the 2-pointer. And now all of a sudden, Independence back to a 2-score game at 36-20 with under 3 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. We'll be back after this as you are watching Independence football action with us right here on Video Productions presented by Pioneer Community Bank.
Hello, I'm Dr. Gross. Here at Chris Gross Chiropractic, we get 3 major complaints: the knee pain, sciatica, and headaches. We use state-of-the-art technology to help repair the spine, nerves, muscles, ligaments, and tendons 3 to 5 times faster than standard treatments. So if you're having any of these issues, we can help. Give us a call today at our Beckley Clinic or our New River location that's now in Whipple. Take care of yourself. You deserve it.
Hey, my name is Dante, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A nuggets is the authentic taste of it. You can tell it's freshly breaded, seasoned perfectly, and it just has this unique taste that compares to no other. Once I bite into it,
My name is Meredith, and a little thing I love about Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese is the oven-toasted, cheesy top layer. If home had a flavor, it would be Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese. I'm passionate about it.
We're all Logan boys.
Mentor and, them Johnson, Brian Johnson, Wagner, and
now we are back to action, 36-20 in favor of Liberty Raleigh. Chris Kidd and Chris Gross here with us here tonight. 2:57 left in the third. Now can Independence's defense stand tall and get the offense the ball back after ending this 36-point run by the Raiders? Is almost falling on that. Picking it up across the 25, 30, 35, out to the 40 goes Sims, and he's finally brought down from behind at about the 46-yard line. Great return by Ryan Sims after having those cramps a moment ago. And Chris, you did mention during the break those extra points and those missed extra points. Now they start to come in because Liberty Raleigh is 5 for 5 on extra points and 2-point conversions. That was the first conversion of the game for Independence.
You're exactly right. And when I was mentioning that before, right now it'd be 36-24. So it plays a big role. Now they're going to have to make both extra points, 2-point conversions on both times if they do score. And that's not to say that Liberty's not going to score here, so we're not going to hold them out. They're in the.
Now they snap it back on first down. Atkins will give it off, coming near side and getting out of it. There's going to be a hold as Dodgel picked up about 4 yards. But, yeah, you could see that hold on the near side. Looked like Workman got a hold of somebody. And that's going to back them up 10 yards. You can kind of sense now a little bit of the momentum coming back here for Independence. That touchdown drive put some life back in the crowd and put some life back in that sideline.
And that's what they're going to need.
So let's see where they call this from. This could end up being a big one because that play was being strung out in the backfield.
Exactly right. It's 15 yards from the actual spot of the foul. So that puts them back. Whoa.
Yeah.
25, 26 yards.
Yeah, that's
first and 26.
And trying to do the math here in my head, that's going to be, about a 15-yard penalty. So that's first and 25 now for the Raiders. As Atkins in the pistol, fakes the handoff. He'll look to throw. Fires deep downfield, one-on-one coverage out there. It's caught down the sideline. Inside the 20 goes Pennington, still on his feet and out of bounds inside the 20. Might have got a little bit of extension with that left hand as well on that catch, but just enough to be able to create some separation there and be able to get down the sideline to create a first and goal.
Just when I thought Trey Bauer was about to get the catch, we'll look at it here on the replay. Felt like it was a little bit of a offensive. No, didn't see it much there. He just mistimed the ball, which can be easy to do as a DB, especially as a sophomore. Actually, I think he's a freshman.
Yeah, I believe Bauer's a freshman, so tough to be able to defend against such a cagey receiver like Pennington in that spot. But now the ball's dropped, and wisely Atkins just dives on top of it back at the 14-yard line, and that was the turnover that they had just a moment ago in this quarter. That makes it second and goal now from the 14 as we're down to a minute 50 to go here in the third quarter. 36-20 as undefeated number 5 ranked Liberty Raleigh leading 3-1 number 12 ranked Independence in this battle of the 76 in this rivalry contest. Liberty Raleigh looking for their first win in this in 4 years. Fires over the middle, passes high and knocked away by Cyrus Goodson.
Nice play by number 11 Cyrus Goodson.
Yeah, they went right there for that slant play again, and Goodson was able to get that left hand in there.
Watch on the replay here. This is a textbook way to play DB.
Yeah, just watch him cut in front there. That was a great job by the sophomore. Able to read that play and dissect it immediately to prevent that touchdown.
Okay, they're going trips here to the left. Liberty.
4 receivers in all for Atkins. He'll roll near side towards single coverage. Fires down to the 5 and caught. Fighting down to about the 3-yard line. Goes Tabor, the freshman, or the junior, so John Tabor with about an 11-yard catch, 12 yards in total, makes it 4th and goal and very manageable now. So that was a smart play call by Liberty, trying to get some of the yardage back and create a 4th and goal that they could actually do something with.
Sure was. Then it come through because the defender there, the DB, fell down, slipped and fell.
Again, maybe just some dew on the ground. It rained some earlier this week, but I'd say where the weather's dropping, you're starting to see some of the dew be created out on the field, and it looks like Liberty's going to burn a timeout here with 45 seconds left in the quarter. We'll stay here with Liberty Raleigh trying to get that touchdown back, and this right here is going to dictate basically what's going to happen in this fourth quarter. If Independence can get a stop, it's still a 2-score game, but if Liberty Raleigh goes in here, Chris, it's going to make this extremely difficult on the Patriots to get all that back in the fourth quarter.
That is so true, and you're right on both sides of the ball. You're looking at it from Liberty's standpoint. If they go ahead here 3 scores, it's going to be tough for Independence to come back if they play the way that they've been playing the whole game, meaning Liberty, how they've been playing. Now it's big for the momentum change like we talked about. If Independence can get a momentum change here, get them stopped, they've got a long ways to go, but the momentum's on their side. A lot of things can happen.
And what do you see them going to here? I might think maybe Atkins with that run-pass option that they've done so well with, but who do you see them maybe going to on this play?
I think that may be a good play. Are they on the 1-yard line? Is that what they're on?
About the 2.5.
2.5. I'm going to say that they're probably going to run some type of sweep over to the left.
We've seen
when they get that with Sims over there, and maybe spread out the defense and let him just make some people miss. And that's really what you want to do with some of your fast guys, is you line them up, you spread them out. But we'll see what they're going to do right here. Doesn't look like they're going to spread them out.
Yeah, they're going to line up here, and this could be just hog molly time. See who wins up front, as they got one receiver to the bottom. That's Pennington.
Sims.
And then one
and
up
they may
top.
Run that option to the left.
Sims is in the backfield, deep back. In the pistol is Atkins. He'll fake the handoff. They'll
Neither.
throw into the end zone, off the mark and incomplete. And that was open, but the throw was off the mark, and that keeps Independence breathing in this contest now on a huge stand on 4th and goal.
Chris, they're going to make it fun. It's about to get fun. Let's see what Independence does here.
And now they are trapped deep in their own territory. And they've got to find a way out of jail right here. 41.1 seconds to go in the third. Duncan will take the snap. He'll run the option outside, finds his way free and gets out across the 5, the 10.
Making people miss. Good job.
Ooh. And that play was a little slow to develop, but boy, did Duncan make it work, and he gets the first down and a huge call on first down.
Huge call, because that's really, when you're running your quarterback into the end zone with the possibility, of him getting tackled there.
Now 30 seconds to go
Trust
in the
your
third.
line.
High snap. Duncan will keep
play.
it again, and that may be the last play of the third quarter as he gets out to the 15 for a gain of 1 on the carry. And Independence able to cut this back to a 16-point lead. They're going to try and get one more play off here before the end of the third, under 10 seconds to go. Duncan looks back at the clock, down to 5, and it looks like now they're going to let the third quarter expire. So Independence with the ball, trailing by 16 as we head to quarter number 4. We'll be back after this as you are watching Independence football action presented by Pioneer Community Bank right here live on Video Productions.
Every year, the big banks raise their fees while reducing the services they provide. How do they get away with that? If you were to join Pioneer Community Bank, your money would stay right here, supporting a local business, which results in lower fees and better customer service for you. Sounds like a plan. So you're not really stuck with the big banks and their policies. Keep your money where it belongs, right here with Pioneer Community Bank. Pioneer Community Bank with locations in Beckley, Yeager, Sophia, Moore, and Welch. Member FDIC.
Coach Bob Huggins here at your local Little General store. As I travel this great state, it's nice to know that almost anywhere I go, there's a local Little General nearby. So the next time you're on the road, look for the Little General sign and tell them Hugs.
Rivalry Friday night here in Independence, along with homecoming, and Independence going to try and mount a huge rally here in the fourth quarter to see if they can keep this winning streak alive over Liberty Raleigh and hand them their first loss of the season. Chris Kidd and Chris Gross with you, with Butch Mounts, our engineer. So they get the 4th and goal stop, Chris. Now they get the first down out of their own end zone. Now can they drive the field here to really put the pressure on the Raiders?
And that's going to be the test. As we talked over the break there, momentum has changed. So now it's where some of your leaders step up.
Here we go on 2nd and 9. They'll give it off to Atticus Goodson. He's trying to get loose. Can't quite before the referees blow the whistle. He'll pick up about a yard on the carry, and he'll bring up 3rd down and 8. So now we'll probably see Duncan have to go to the air on this play. And they're going to still go no huddle.
They got twins out here on the right side again.
And they'll split one receiver up top. It appears to be Bowers, as they'll give it off instead to Goodson. Tries to get to the left edge, but can't quite get there. And he's going to pick up about 1.5 yards, maybe 2, and that'll bring up 4th down. And we've got a player down on the field. Looks like a Liberty Raleigh player in the backfield of Independence. Can't quite see who it is right now. Hopefully he'll be all right. Now you see some of the training staff coming out to take a look. And a couple of Independence players just signaling to the training staff to come out and take a look right now. Well, while they attend to this player, we'll step aside for a break and be back after this as you're watching Independence football action with us right here on Video Productions, presented by Pioneer Community Bank.
Hello, I'm Dr. Gross. Here at Chris Gross Chiropractic, we get 3 major complaints: the knee pain, sciatica, and headaches. We use state-of-the-art technology to help repair the spine, nerves, muscles, ligaments, and tendons 3 to 5 times faster than standard treatments. So if you're having any of these issues, we can help. Give us a call today at our Beckley Clinic or our New River location that's now in Whipple. Take care of yourself. You deserve it.
Chris Mickey was the player down for Liberty Raleigh, but able to hop up and get off the field right after we went to break, and thankfully he was able to do so under his own power. So now Independence will punt it away here on 4th and 6 from deep in their own territory as Goodson puts his right foot into it, gets a nice bounce, and that'll hop down to the 40-yard line, picked up there by Sims. As he tries to cut back across field. Great job in punt coverage there by Independence as they come up and make the stop. Ball comes out. The whistle never blew.
Picks it up.
It's picked up by Moore. Here he comes down the sideline, inside the 30, the 25, the 20, and brought down there. And the play was never blown dead, and Sims ends up losing it. And I think Liberty Raleigh wants to know why it wasn't blown dead on the far side as he was bottled up by 4 players, but Independence wisely kept ripping away at the ball and finally jarred it loose.
Here's the replay. We're going to see how far he was into it before he fumbled. Got him there. He's still moving forward. Still no call. Then his knee wasn't down, so that's a fumble.
So that was a great job by Independence continuing to fight for that ball. And, man, that's about as big a play as you could have come up with from your own 2-yard line. You get the punt, the strip, and the return. And now, all of a sudden, you're into the red zone again with 10:56 to play.
Yeah, and you want to give it to Sims. He was really trying to make an effort to get more yards.
Now they give it to Goodson. Nice hole off the left side, and he plows his way down to about the 10-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 7 on the play.
Here's what we talked about. You get a turnover, you get a momentum change, you get things going in your direction. Things can change. We still got plenty of time. We got 10 minutes, 39 seconds to go. They're driving now.
And still a 2-score game as they fake the pitch to Goodson. Kept by Duncan. He'll roll his way down close to a first down. Appears to be about a yard shy at the 8-yard line. So now I think you're going to see Atticus Goodson time here on this play and maybe the next if need be. They're going to say he's about 3rd and 2 here.
If I'm an offensive coordinator, that's who I'm giving it to.
And so you give it to your big back, and no, high snap over the head, and now chasing it down is Duncan, and it's still
now
loose.
We got another turnover.
And the Raiders fall on top of it, and boy, what a crucial mistake. Down at the 8-yard line, a chance to cut it to 1 score, and now that'll flip momentum right back over to the Raiders. Again, Duncan just didn't have a chance at that snap. It was just high from the outset. And we've seen both sides with big turnovers here tonight, and that will be a very costly one for Independence.
Got to make a play here.
So now the
either side of the ball, either on the offense or the defense, you got to stand up.
So now the Raiders come to the line of scrimmage, 1st and 10 from their own 29. They give it to Dodrell. Dodrell gets around the edge. He breaks down the sideline and just stepped out of bounds. And let's see where they mark him out at. It'll be enough for the first down. Looks like a gain of 14 on the play.
Chris, I thought we were going to see another track meet.
He was darn near close to it. If the sideline hadn't been there, then he would have probably been down the sideline. They'll actually mark him down at the 41, so a 12-yard gain instead. And, I commend the center for Independence on that. Immediately he came to the sideline and went right back to work on snapping the ball, trying to get it down again. So, you know what? You love to see that out of your coach. We talked about players fighting and not giving up in that instance. And, instead of just hanging his head, he went right back to work on the sideline. As there goes Sims up ahead for about 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. But, if I'm a coach and I'm Coach Lilly, that's honestly what I want to see from one of my leaders on the team. It'll be 2nd and 5 from their own 46-yard line. As clock ticks now to 9:35 remaining. Liberty Raleigh trying to break this 4-game losing streak against Independence. Again, their last win in this series was 2015 when they defeated Independence 16-0. Ever since then, it's not just been Independence winning, it's been Independence winning big time. And now Dodrell takes it on the sweep over towards the right side, gets close to midfield. They'll mark him about 1.5 yards shy of the first down. And you see them also working on that clock. They were getting to the line and moving quickly in the first half, but now wisely, Coach Workman getting his players to the line still so that Independence can huddle up. But they're also working down that play clock as it's at 15 right now. You see them standing around waiting till about 10 seconds before they get ready to go. And again, clock management's just such a smart thing whenever coaches use it wisely. They'll hand it off up the gut here for Pennington, and he's going to get met and driven back. He had a small bit of progress. That's going to still be about a full yard shy of the first down, and here comes a big decision from Coach Workman. Again, do you want to put it? Well, this is going to be 4th and very short. Looks like they're going to measure for it with 8:17 to go here in the fourth quarter. I don't know if it's that short, Chris. I think it's too enticing not to go for it if you're Coach Workman.
You're exactly right.
I mean, if you convert this, you're looking at least 2 more minutes you can milk off the clock with another set of downs.
And I always liked that, when I was in college or even in high school when we'd had a 4th down and the coach went for it. That was saying that he was putting his faith in you as your team. He was putting confidence in the team and the line, the running backs, to make sure that they block everybody that they need to block and get the yard that they need to get. So it made us feel confident when he would do that.
It is. Honestly, that's one of the things that you want to see from your coach as well, that, hey, I trust you guys to pick up what needs to be picked up here, even if it doesn't work out. It's still wonderful to see that you've got that type of confidence in your club. Now they want to reposition the ball back at the yard marker here just to make sure that they've got the correct distance. And, yeah, this is going to be 4th and about as short as it can get.
So you automatically going to think he's going to run a quarterback sneak.
Yeah, you're probably going to see something quick hitting here. This is like 4th and about a Cheeto at this point. So here they come to the line here, and Independence, they're going to have to blow off the ball quick here.
They're loading them in. This is 10 versus 10. Well, no, there's 2 on the outside.
Yes, they've got everyone stacked up.
So we got 9 versus 9 here.
Under center is Atkins on 4th and an inch as he'll take it. He's met, and I don't know. Let's see. Yes, he does fight forward.
He drove through.
He got forward at the last second. Man, that line of scrimmage did not budge whenever the ball was snapped. And then finally at the last second, Atkins was able to get ahead for a couple of yards. So that'll keep the drive alive and keep the clock moving as we approach 8 minutes to go.
I'm not so sure he didn't fumble the ball. 63 had the ball at the first down.
He may have, actually. Yeah, if 63 got up with it, then yes, he may have just lost that ball trying to fight forward. So now 1st and 10.
On replay.
Back to throw here. Under pressure as he's hit hard once it gets rid of it, and that's going to be intercepted at the 30-yard line.
He's got
Judah
space.
is at the 30, the 35, still fighting for it and shoved down at the 42-yard line. And what a bad mistake by Liberty Raleigh there. They tried to catch Independence napping and go for the big blow, but breaking through and just destroying Adkins on that throw created that easy interception for Judah. And that was just a fair catch almost for Judah on that one. Man, you tuned into a game tonight, folks, that's had just about everything. A lot of turnovers, a lot of big plays, a lot of swings of momentum. And after they get the first down and look like they're going to have a chance to start working the clock away, Liberty Raleigh gives it right back on the errant throw.
Hoping their quarterback's okay. He was really hit hard on the throw.
Yeah, he just took a pop, and now back to throw, and under pressure is Duncan, and somehow got away from that. Now he'll throw underneath. It is caught. That's going to be a loss of a couple of yards on the play as he does complete it to Cyrus Goodson, but that'll be a loss of 2. We're now down to 7 minutes and 20 seconds remaining.
This is where clock management's very important if you're Independence.
And if you're Independence, this is almost a must drive right now with almost half the quarter gone.
Quarterback, sorry, referee timeout.
Yeah, it looks like they're fixing either the face mask or the shoulder pad of Sean Pennington for Liberty Raleigh. It looks like the shoulder pad. So he can't quite get it back into his jersey. So he'll go over to Howell and see if Howell can help, and he does. Now we're set to go as they wind the game clock as it rolls towards 7 minutes. Second down and 12 from their own 40-yard line. Back to throw under pressure again. Duncan steps up, still trying to get loose. He'll fight forward and get about a yard, maybe 2, back to the original line of scrimmage. But right now, Liberty Raleigh, knowing they're having to throw, they're just pinning their ears back and teeing off right now, trying to get to Duncan.
Yeah, and you know this is 4-down territory.
Absolutely.
Not enough time for you to punt it. You're going to have to go for it on 4th down.
So let's see what they go with here. They've got Atticus Goodson back in the backfield. Wouldn't be surprised if they try and sneak him by the line here. Back to throw, though. Swings it out to Goodson. He's got a little real estate.
He's got some running on the outside. He's got the
across
first down. He
midfield.
breaks it
He's
to the
still
10.
loose
He's
at the 30, down to the 25, the 20, and
He's
Goodson's
gonna go
gone.
all the way.
Touchdown. Touchdown, Independence. And all of a sudden, this could be a one-score game with 6:17 to go. As we said, this game has swung back and forth all evening long. And now Independence, after trailing 36-12, has cut it to 36-26. And Atticus Goodson into the end zone for the second touchdown of the game. And now they have to go for 2 here, and if they score, this is now a one-score game. Duncan takes it, hands it off up the middle, but stopped at the 3. Great defensive play by Sims and company to keep this a 2-score game with 6:17 to go. Back after this as you're watching Independence football with us right here on Video Productions presented by Pioneer Community Bank.
The earth beneath my feet is turning like a wheel and beating like a drum.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications or strings or hassles. It can be that way again. Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
Hello, I'm Dr. Gross. Here at Chris Gross Chiropractic, we get 3 major complaints: the knee pain, sciatica, and headaches. We use state-of-the-art technology to help repair the spine, nerves, muscles, ligaments, and tendons 3 to 5 times faster than standard treatments. So if you're having any of these issues, we can help. Give us a call today at our Beckley Clinic or our New River location that's now in Whipple. Take care of yourself. You deserve it.
From what I heard. 36-26, Liberty Raleigh leads it with 6:17 to play. Chris Kidd and Chris Gross here with us. National champion Chris Gross, I should say. And part of the 92 Marshall football team. beat Youngstown State 31-28 in that wild finish of a game. Well, we could be set up for another wild one here, as we thought that Liberty Raleigh had control of this game. Now all of a sudden Independence has it back down to 10.
Sure looks like it.
Let's see what happens now. We said you'll probably see an onside kick sooner or later.
Well, it's what we talked about, those extra points, going for the 2 and not making it. It's a big, they'd have 6 points right now.
Yeah, again, they missed an extra point. They missed two-point conversions as Independence, while Liberty Raleigh has had 5 for 5 extra points and 1 for 1 on 2-pointers. They kick it into no man's land here. It takes a Independence roll. Dodrell picks it up inside the 20, slips and across the 20, hands it off to his teammate across the 30, 35-40. Now down, and actually Dodrell, he actually kept the ball and somehow spun around there. I thought he handed it off to a teammate. Wow, what a spin move by him on that play, and somehow turned that into a game back towards midfield.
Just great running, knowing where they are.
Yeah, looking at it here, his teammate spun him around is what happened. Yeah, that was an incredible run. So he was actually spun around by his own teammate. That's why I thought that it may have been a handoff whenever I first saw it, but his teammate just took him and whirly-bird him back towards the left side. Again, Dodrell just continues to be impressive here tonight. 4 touchdowns for him as he gets the handoff on the sweep, takes it to the outside, gets across midfield, and a nice gainer on first down of about 6 yards.
This is where, if you're Liberty, you want to really tell your offensive, your running backs to make sure that you hang on to the ball.
Again,
quarterback, running backs, hang on to the ball. Keep both hands on the ball.
Yeah, because Liberty Raleigh's really helped Independence get back into this game. You had the fumble whenever they were going down in the third quarter. That allowed Independence to get the ball and go down and score. Then they're driving down after the 4th down conversion just 2 minutes ago, looking like they're going to bleed this clock away, and then they throw the interception. So I think right now you're going to see Coach Workman just say, let's just stick to bread and butter and see if we can run this clock out and keep it on the ground and get first downs. As Atkins will hand it off to Sims this time, he'll plow ahead on the right side, and he should have enough to move the chains. That's a gain of close to 5 on the carry, and that'll move it. 5:17 to go. And if you're Independence now, you're going to have to start raking away at that ball and see if you can create a turnover. I've lost track of the turnovers tonight, though, Chris. I'd say we've had close to 10 in all in this game.
Yeah, I don't know if I can count them on both hands.
Yeah, whoever wins will be happy, but I'd say some of the plays in this game, some of the coaches are going to be looking at it through their fingers as they watch.
And this is a little bit of a strategy, too, because I'm like you, like before, I'm going to run the box. I'm going to line everybody up in the box to stop this run and make them throw.
Give it off to Dodrell, and another nice spin move to get down to the 40, and that'll be a pickup about 2, close to 3 on the play. Down to 4:41 remaining, and now the question does remain, when does Independence start thinking about using their timeouts? As I said, not totally sure of how many they have remaining. We don't have it on the clock here. But I think they've at least got 2, if not all 3.
I'm thinking all 3. I don't know that they've called a timeout this half.
Yeah, I think Liberty called one. But they continue to let the play clock run down. It's down to 7. So wait to snap it with about 3 as we're down to 3, down to 2 as Atkins flag on the play.
I'll start. Going to bring them back 5 and stop the clock.
So that'll make it 2nd down and about 12 here now. 4:07 to go. Again, Liberty Raleigh 4-0 coming in here tonight, number 5 in Class AA, with Independence 3-1 at number 12 in Class AA. These close rivals trying to battle not just for the Freedom Trophy, but also for playoff positioning as well. And again, that clock does begin to run even after that penalty. So down to 10 on the play clock. This is kind of the strategy you saw from the Tennessee Titans against the Patriots in that playoff game last year. As they hand it off to Dodrell, far side, trying to get to the edge, and he wisely stays in bounds as he just fell down once he realized he couldn't get any further, as he'll pick up maybe about a yard. And you love to see that type of intelligence out of your players, too. Knowing the clock, knowing the situation, knowing what's going on. Don't try and get the extra yards, and make sure you stay in bounds to keep the clock running.
Exactly right.
Now they'll huddle up here, and Piers at a timeout maybe in the future of Independence, or instead maybe a little conference here, as Independence might have been questioning if the clock was running or why it was running. And, yeah, I believe that's what it is. Independence wanted an explanation as to why the clock ran after the false start penalty, and it looks like the main official giving that explanation now. Yeah, you can see the side official explaining it to the coaching staff. But, yeah, I mean, if you remember that Patriots playoff game last year against Tennessee, that's almost exactly what Tennessee did to help run a couple of extra minutes off the clock at the end of that game. So it's one of those loopholes in the rule.
And this is a big play here for Liberty.
Now let's see what we've got. And they're going to reset the play clock, and that's probably not going to please a whole lot of people on this side of the field either. Okay, they'll reset it to 25 now.
And the clock starts again.
We're going to fall under 3 minutes now on this play. There's 15 still on the play clock, so you're going to see Atkins just bleed this down as far as he possibly can. It'll be under 2 minutes and 50 seconds when they run this play. So now Atkins readies himself for the snap. Down to 3. So he hands it off up the middle, fighting forward inside the 40-yard line. Nice gain that time by Dodgeville, and Independence will now burn their first timeout with 2:38 to go here in the fourth quarter. So interesting part of the field here. So we'll stay here with a 4th and 6 coming up. But interesting part of the field now here, Chris, if you're Liberty Raleigh, I mean, you know, you punt it here, it goes into the end zone. You don't really gain a whole lot, but, you know, going for it here actually might be the right call because you're kind of in no man's land at this spot. So if you're over on Coach Workman's sideline, what are you doing here?
Well, the success that they've had with running the ball against Independence, you're up 2 scores, is it 3?
It's 2 still at 36 to 26.
It's going to be 2. So I'm thinking you run the ball because you're right. But I don't know what the kind of kicker they have, you know. So if you've got a pretty good kicker that can pooch kick it to try to get it inside the 10 just to give them a longer way to go in that 2-minute span, that might be the best bet.
I was thinking, you know, if Independence would have converted the 2-point conversion, I would probably consider that pooch kick down there instead.
Mm-hmm.
But right here, you know, I don't know. This is why I'm not a head football coach by any stretch. But, yeah, I said just this part of the field, I might actually consider going for this just to see if I could go ahead and put the game away completely. But either way, if you're Liberty Raleigh, you're in the driver's seat right now. And I think whatever decision you make here will probably be a good one for them.
You're right. When you got Logan Dodger on your side, give it to him.
And again, he's just been the story of the night.
He's definitely the player of our game, you know.
Yeah, again, they asked us to help out with that at the beginning of the broadcast, and I think our call on that will be pretty emphatic. So they do line up to go for it. Let's see if they do here. With 2:38 to go, they will hand it off up the middle, trying to fight free as Sims, and he's going to have it. First down, Liberty Raleigh. And that should all but ice this game away now with 2:33 remaining as Coach Workman rolls the dice and picks it up, and Liberty Raleigh is going to stay undefeated on this season unless we see a lot of goofiness break out here in the last 2.5 minutes.
Crazy change of events.
I was going to say, I better say if, because we've seen a lot of changes in momentum in this game tonight. So you never know what may pop up next.
I think they're smart. I think they're going to do what everybody should do and just run the clock out.
As they continue to let the play clock run down. As Atkins will take the snap with 2 on the play clock. He'll hand it off to Dodgeville, gets to the outside, but he's going to get caught from behind and brought down for about a 2, maybe 3-yard loss as we hit 2 minutes to go. And again, this Liberty Raleigh team, they showed a lot of moxie after they fell behind 12-0 here in a hostile crowd tonight. This rivalry game, and they really kept their cool whenever they needed to. And, you know, Dodgeville getting that kick return really ignited them, but you know, I think they showed a lot to themselves tonight that they could, you know, win on the road against the rivals like this after getting that big win over Clay County last week, who is undefeated as well. So, that's going to be a short but a fun ride home for this Liberty Raleigh club after this last minute and a half ticks off.
That is correct. Because when you look and you're wondering, are they really number 5 in the state? They've shown it today.
I agree. And now you get a little bit of emotions coming to the surface here as some shoving down on the field after that last tackle. But, yeah, I mean, that's the most important thing in these situations is just proving it to yourself, as Independence will burn a timeout with 1:17 to go. But, you can look good early on in the season against some teams, and like we mentioned last year, it was almost a similar story. They started out 3-0. Liberty Raleigh did, and then lost 6 of their last 7 games. And that still had to be in the back of their head coming into the last couple of weeks' games because, they started out 3-0 last year, then it went downhill, and then they start 3-0, and then they're looking at number 5 Clay County. Then they're looking at their rivals, number 12 Independence. And the fact they got out of here 5-0 tonight, I think you're going to see them continue to play with a ton of confidence moving into the second half of this season.
Yes, and if they can stay injury-free, I think they're going to go a long way. They got a lot of great players, like you said. When they went down 12-0, they didn't get panicked. They didn't do anything. They fought their way back, and they continued to push forward like we talked about before. It's just whenever your leadership steps up, your coaches are calling the right plays, you're doing the right things, everything starts to come into function, and that's what's happened. And they've made their extra points, so they've done a lot of the things that you need to do in order to continue to win. So I'm really happy for the Liberty Raiders.
And again, these games, it comes down to such the smallest of margins. If the one turnover doesn't happen here, an extra point goes your way here, you make a stop here. I mean, it's just little things whenever teams are as close as these two appear to be on the field. But Liberty Raleigh made the plays that they had to when they needed them most. As Atkins takes it outside, he'll skirt up ahead, and he'll have another first down, and that will definitely be able to do it now. As we hit 1:09 to go, Independence either has no timeouts or one timeout remaining, but it won't be enough to be able to keep the ball away from Liberty Raleigh, as they just have to take a knee now, and that'll take care of the rest of this ball game.
This is where I hope the leadership on both teams, stands out too, so that there's no cheap shots, there's no hits. Everybody plays. It was a good game that was played, and everybody stays focused on what's important, and that's playing with pride.
Exactly, because, they may end up finding each other again in a month or so whenever it gets to playoff time, and you want to make sure everybody's ready to go, as Atkins will step back and take a knee with 40 seconds to go. And let's see if that'll do it or not. I guess Independence just doesn't want to take them home with them. So I guess they'll burn their final time out here. But like we said, there's nothing that they can do to stop Liberty Raleigh from running out this clock right now after that last first down. But on the other end, if you're Independence, I think you saw what you wanted to see a lot of in the second half. I mean, yes, you're going to come up short on the scoreboard, but we talked about it at halftime with it at 29-12 at that point. Are we going to see our younger guys fight? Are we going to see them continue to try and make this a ball game? And I think you got your answer if you're Coach Lilly right now. Even though you don't have a lot of seniors, you got a lot of kids with heart, and you got a lot of kids that aren't going to give up. And they made this a heck of a ball game in the second half, and just coming up a little shy here on the scoreboard. But I think he's got to be very happy with what he saw from his young group here this evening.
They did, and a lot of the things that they're going to go back and watch on film, a lot of the turnovers, a lot of the flags that they got called on them, the fumbles, the interceptions, the drop passes, they start working on those. And then that will start to develop as they're younger, and they get better and better and better each week. And this is that lesson that we talked about there at halftime. If you got to build up your integrity. It's not how hard you get hit. It's about how you get up and keep moving forward. So they've got more games in the future. So that's what's going to be is, they're going to have to stick together, fix the problems that they've made, and go from there.
Atkins goes to a knee for the final time, and Liberty Raleigh ends the 4-game losing streak to Independence, and they maintain their undefeated status in Class AA as they win at 36-26. Independence drops to 3-2 on the season, but who knows? We may see these teams again sometime in November, and it would be great to see that again. A great ball game tonight, and hopefully these two continue on the right path for the rest of this season. We'll step aside for a break and come back for our goodbyes here from Independence High School as Liberty Raleigh wins it 36-26 tonight over the Patriots, as you are watching Independence football right here on Video Productions, presented by Pioneer Community Bank.
Everyone, the Patriot parents. The earth beneath my feet is turning like a wheel and beating like a drum.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications or strings or hassles. It can be that way again.
Now that the world keeps turning around.
Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
Hello, I'm Dr. Gross. Here at Chris Gross Chiropractic, we get 3 major complaints: the knee pain, sciatica, and headaches. We use state-of-the-art technology to help repair the spine, nerves, muscles, ligaments, and tendons 3 to 5 times faster than standard treatments. So if you're having any of these issues, we can help. Give us a call today at our Beckley Clinic or our New River location that's now in Whipple. Take care of yourself. You deserve it.
Little General Stores knows West Virginia, but what some may not know is what LG is doing in your communities. And I'm here to tell you how Little General, with the strength of their 100+ stores, is helping to enrich lives and empower families in West Virginia. Like the Norma May Huggins Cancer Research Endowment Fund, which is fighting to cure cancer every day right here in West Virginia. Locally owned and operated, LG has always been there and always will be. Little General Stores, committed to West Virginians. Boom!
As you see, Liberty Raleigh receiving the Freedom Trophy on the far side of the field right now. Celebration underway for them as they move to 5-0 on the year and stay in the top 5 of Class AA, if not move up a little bit after this week, as Independence try to bounce back next week after dropping their second in a row. Chris Kidd and Chris Gross here with you. Butch Mounts, the Godfather, here, our engineer for tonight's game. And you know, Chris, looking forward for both these ball clubs. Independence may take a little bit of a fall in the rankings. I don't think maybe too far, losing to number 5 in a close fashion. But, you know, Liberty Raleigh's going to stay in that top 5 mark. Independence will be around a little bit. But, you know, if Independence can, you know, build on this tonight and what they did in the second half, and Liberty Raleigh can carry this momentum from the first half of the season into the second half, you know, you could see both these teams not just get into the playoffs, but maybe actually do some damage once they get there.
I think Liberty's going to have a great chance of, you know, making the playoffs and making some teams, you know, worry about them, you know, because they've got a lot of players that get after the ball. They've got a lot of speed that they can run with. They've got a really good passing range. They've got a good, you know, attack, and then they played well together. And exactly what we talked about, you know, when adversity came up with them, they were able to regroup together, take it back down and score. Another problem happens. So, yeah, when you're looking at that, based on what all the, you know, the scores that we were looking at earlier, I don't know what everybody else in the AA, you know, is doing around the state, you know, if anybody else has dropped. But I'm sure they're going to either stay at 5 or they may drop down a couple, a slot or two. But that's going to set them up for home field advantage, you know, when they're playing in the playoffs.
And I think you're going to see both those teams there once we reach playoff time. And I'm excited to see where both of those teams end up later on in the year. So it's been fun coming here to Independence High School for my first game. Chris getting his first broadcast in. You said you had fun. I didn't make it too rough on you, I guess. I didn't chase you off at halftime. So, you know, if you were able to stand me, hopefully you get a chance to do it again with us soon.
Sure, I had a great time. It was a lot of fun.
And again, Chris Gross, chiropractic service as well. You know, go check him out. You know, he told me he was going to give me a freebie after this one. So, oh, wait, no, he didn't. Okay. He's like, no, I don't think so.
He helped me out quite a bit, so it's worth it.
Well, again, that's great, man. And it was fun working with you tonight, and hopefully everybody gets home safe here this evening. But again, great ball game here tonight from Independence High School. But Liberty Raleigh comes out on top, 36-26, to take the battle of the 76 back home to their high school. So for Butch Mounts and Chris Gross, I'm Chris Kidd saying so long tonight from Independence High School, as you have been watching Independence football action presented by Pioneer Community Bank right here live on Video Productions.